I think it'll be
I'd be
clear that he's
shocked.
won within the first, like, fucking 20 dings, you know? We'll be like, well, it's already over. It's so easy. Our rules aren't even that
Sins
difficult.
just bungled it. Yeah, just be correct and slightly insightful.
Even slightly, yeah. Oh, do you think you'll get any positive
little bit.
threes?
No. I mean,
what was the criteria
interested to
for
see
a
if he
positive
gets-
3 again? It was ones
It
that
has
were
to be
like
like a-
meme-worthy.
Well, positive 3 would have to be like a remarkably insightful observation that like connects several different sort of threads of the film together. Like it's the kind of thing that would surprise you. Of like, oh shit, I'd never thought of that. Something like that.
I mean, it could happen. Maybe.
It's possible. Anything's possible, but I just expect that most of them are going to be just a +1 or 0. That would be my guess. That's what it's mostly going to be. It'll be like, yep, I guess that's true. And then, oh, yeah, I mean, that's a joke or whatever. Yeah, okay, 0.
24 minutes, so he's got more time to succeed and more time to fail.
He does, but...
So who knows what'll happen? The fucking toilet paper argument's already on the highlights channel.
I noticed
it's
that.
amazing.
I haven't watched it, but yeah.
Of course.
You know,
do we think Wins will have anything to say about it?
Hopefully. But on Real BBC, I asked both Az and Gary in a neutral manner, expecting, of course, the British-American schism. And so Az answers first and says he buys a real decent amount of toilet paper. Like he was saying, like, I got like 20 rolls, you know, is what I'm at. And then I was like, okay, and where do they go? And he was like, well, they're all in the bathroom, because that's where I need them. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And I was like, Gary? And he's like, yeah, I have a lot too, because I have a family, but I only have 3 or 4 on the go in the bathroom. The rest go in like the storage closet with my other stuff. And I was like, whoa, you guys broke the paradigm. It's supposed to be the other way around, but apparently...
Yeah, kind of weird, but oh well. No. Strange guy.
Yeah, I know. Az should be should stop that weird behavior, but there we are. Stuck with it. I'm glad we're all in agreement. Now, I say there's no reason for us to just continue right along. Context for anybody who missed the previous episode, we did a cinema war once again over what we decided should be a mid-film, because we did really bad and really good. And I think you know, this really shows off the potential for digging for both sides. And Sins was awful. Just categorically terrible at the job. He did a really bad job of shitting on a film that has plenty to shit on, honestly. So now we're going to see how good Wins is at celebrating a film that, would you guys say, has plenty to praise?
I think it has plenty to praise. I certainly would say so.
I think I would too.
I'd say it both ways. I'd say there's plenty to criticize and plenty to praise. There's probably a reason why we chose this movie. The fact that each side would get its own, chance.
There's
Certainly
enough that you can compliment.
In theory, it's anyone's game.
Let's go. Time to pretend we wanted Wins to win. I mean, I'm not really rooting for either of them. Like, they're just not that great at the format. But I have a feeling that rooting for Wins will pay dividends. Okay, he's probably got this. That's the assumption. We're gonna be real fucking shocked if he doesn't. But we shall see. So
it's gonna be like Krusty when he was at the dog track, wasn't it? Or was it the horse track? You remember when he was like broke?
Yeah.
I put my last $10 on you. No, don't look at me. Run! No, don't come over here.
He's super chill. It's like, aw. Anyway, we're gonna hit play now. Best of luck. Cinema wins.
Cinema Weens.
Ooh, early Marvel page flip logo, heavily featuring Fantastic Four related characters, possibly a few X-Men because Fox, but now it's oops all Disney.
It's just observation, right?
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I guess
Almost.
it's amusing.
Well, I was gonna say almost a point for saying like it's it's really neat that they took the effort to put Fantastic Four comics in the Fantastic Four opening as opposed to just random.
Almost. I was thinking almost,
that-
but I think it doesn't cross the threshold. Like I don't think
Yeah.
that's good enough.
I don't.
Oh, well.
I agree. I think it's a bit too like yeah. You know, it's like it's the title price is the name of the movie too.
All right.
Yeah,
RDJ.
0, I think.
Hmm?
Yep.
Yes.
0, nil.
All right. Yeah, fair.
Shadowing. Wait, no, I meant Metal Doom Mask Shadowing.
Victor's
A reference to RDJ being Dooms? Nothing?
not that
Shadowing.
bad.
Is
Ah,
it
no, hold on.
foreshadowing?
Well, it does remove the Robert Downey Jr. joke. Like, it is, you could say, foreshadowing the visual of the Doom mask, right?
But I mean, I'm not to be too pedantic here, but he's saying it foreshadows Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr. because it kind of looks like Robert Downey Jr. I guess.
Sure, that's
Hey,
the
I
joke
missed
component, because afterwards he says, I meant Doom mask shadowing, which
I assume he was.
I mean,
okay. Well, I mean,
he's phrasing it as a joke.
I guess
but-
because of the bolts, right? Kind of.
I mean,
and it's
like,
made of metal, I guess.
I just
That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, eh.
Nah.
I don't think that's a point on this one.
Could it be
I am
turned
more
into a
curious-
point if you were to rewrite this?
If he had rewritten it, it's in a little bit differently. Like not just saying like,
Maybe?
"Oh, it's foreshadowing because it's metal." It's like I don't know about that, my man. Like I feel like you got to do a little bit more work than that to get a point.
Well, do you
Now,
think
am I-
that they deliberately made this statue look like the Doom mask? Because to me, it looks a bit like it.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's
I
I mean,
think
that's kind of an
so.
unusual looking statue with all of the
The rivets,
like sort of all of
and
the
panels.
the rivets. But
I would assume so as well. I assume that's kind of like a reference to either like an old comic book one or just the fact that he's a metal man. I will.
So it's his comment that's not enough for you, right? For a point.
that's what I think it is. It's like foreshadowing, sure. I could accept that, but like, oh, metal doom mask foreshadowing. It's like, does that get you a point?
Because we've all been saying foreshadowing, but he's only been saying shadowing, which is that
Oh,
appropriate?
true. He is saying shadowing.
He's only
instead of
saying
fore-
shadowing. RDJ shadowing. Do mask shadowing. Am I?
Oh,
It's
It's
foreshadowing.
foreshadowing.
Oh,
I
no,
think he's
that's
phrasing it as a
I think
joke.
I think that's a technical foul.
Because
I mean, we all know what he's saying. He's
I've-
doing it. He's removing the four and putting
That's
RDJ
weird.
there, and then he was like, "Oh, I mean, metal doom
Yeah,
mask
it-
shadowing."
If he called it a Doom hole instead of a plot hole, but he was
Yeah,
describing
yeah,
a
yeah,
plot
yeah.
hole,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
A doom
No,
hole, plot
no.
hole. Even
I'm
then,
leaning
now
towards point
I
for
would.
this one.
If he said doom hole instead of plot hole, I think I'd also speak up and say something. I'd be like, wait a second,
Well,
a doom hole.
hole.
Contextually, if he was describing a plot hole that involved Doctor Doom, then I would be like, well, okay, he's making a joke, he's using colorful language, even though a doom hole isn't literally a thing.
Yeah, I agree. He's being creative with his words,
Wow.
but it seems there's a settling on a 0 here. It seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good enough.
All right. Well, I mean, better than negative points. You're okay for now.
Yeah,
Win.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Mask Shadowing.
Victor's not that bad. He's just a little larger than life.
Speaking of which, the parallels between Doom and Stark are pretty dang hard to miss, so it kind of works.
Because they're rich?
I don't know about-
Rich?
I don't know about that, my man. I feel like
I'd
that
say-
feels like a negative one.
I was going to
to
say
me.
that feels like a negative one because the parallels are very fucking boring if you're going to draw them at
Yeah.
they're rich, they're powerful, they're both interested in
and they have a bit of an ego.
yeah, like
have
that's
metal
that's
masks.
crap.
Yeah.
And plus, now I'm getting to the point where like now we've had to stop the video and be like, okay, well, wait, how are they the same? Instead of him, explaining the differences.
argument,
Instead
yeah.
of
Well,
us
they're
going,
just
well,
so
I guess
obvious.
rich, kind of an
We did-
ego, I
Yeah, but
guess.
I think you might be able to make a case for -2 on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's a pretty bad
How did-
observation.
How did he? What was the words he used specifically to say the? Did he say that there's a lot of similarities between the two?
The parallels
that-
between
that-
them are pretty
dang
dang
hard
hard to
to
Dang hard
miss.
to miss.
So it kind of works.
Well, what's
So-
funny too is like, do you think Stark is making a giant statue of himself for himself?
No, but he has a giant tower with his name on it.
Yeah, but that's to celebrate. Like, that's not the same as a fucking statue of your own image, as
The name of the
opposed
industry too. That's the
And then, of
because
course,
I mean, what even, you know, like, you
That's
got
true, yeah.
all of them have like it's pretty common for a building to have its own branding on like at some point of the building. I just feel like a statue of yourself is a bit different.
He immediately relinquishes it to make it the Avengers Tower, like
He
he
does.
He
And-
doesn't have an evil chair.
Yeah,
And that project
That's
is like
right.
the centerpiece of the renewable energies, which is a very selfless
Well,
project.
and their intrinsic motivations are just completely different. Like Tony Stark is a hero, Doctor Doom is a villain.
Yeah, whatever
what are the
parallel. So I get what you're
similarities would
saying.
be they're both rich,
Both
they're
powerful,
both egotistical,
both egotistical. Yeah,
they're both powerful, they both have a tower.
they both have superpowers to varying degrees. They both have a suit of metal that they could use to zap people.
They are both Marvel characters.
Yeah.
I mean, as
Oh.
dumb as this sounds,
And
what he's
also-
saying is that there are parallels between them, which are hard to miss, which is technically true.
But like, as the whole
Yeah,
reason we're
he-
stopped
he's
on this is
taking
because that's the uniquely caveman brain take. Like,
No,
Yeah.
I know, but
And then
It's-
another thing to add is that it's a bit lame, man. Like, would have been cool if there was someone else who got to play like Doom. Honestly,
yeah, absolutely.
like I think it's lame. And but then again, it's like, well, so what is that? Is that just like, does that add a point that like
Well,
it's like
and-
no,
and-
I actually think this is just like not even a thing that's worth like praising.
And to show how
As
worthless
a-
this is, you could switch out between Doom and Stark with Doom and fucking Norman Osborn, or Doom and Lex Luthor, yeah, or
Mhm.
and it's just like, why? What's the point of that? It's like, it's just like, okay, cool, they're rich, they're powerful, they like to do
Is the
things.
point
Well-
redeemed in any way by the expectation that when Avengers Doomsday comes around, this will be the extent of the parallels they think is sufficient for the character? Like, they will actually
It's almost
look at this
disappointing,
and
isn't
think
it?
the same. I know
Yeah,
it's
I
very
mean-
disappointing, but it might be true.
But that doesn't mean that it works. It would just be that's what they did.
Yeah.
He's saying like it's a good choice. I think this is a -2, honestly. Now that I think about it, I think it's a -2. I think it's a pretty bad point.
I'm settled on -1, but I could be argued to -2. So I'm just curious what everyone else
what
thinks.
does everybody else think?
I feel there's a good. I think you can make an argument for -2 if it is enough for him to specifically give it a point and then bring up, yet not sufficiently explain when it kind of requires it. He's kind of like, I suppose I'm trying to say it like it really kind of warrants it. Like, you really need to explain how you mean. Are you talking about superficially? Are you talking about characteristics, like in terms of personality? Are you talking about like the narrative arcs that they're going to go through?
Doesn't that
Especially
protect
because
him
they seem to be
against
so.
-2, though? It's the fact that he hasn't done that, so he hasn't actually made any completely, massively erroneous comparisons. All he's done is say, hey, there are similarities, and we've said, well, yeah, but... In other words, it's right, but it's so superficial that it's worthless, as opposed to him saying, oh, they're really similar because of something which is actually not similar, which
I
would
think-
be worth -2.
We could make the
Well,
argument, though, that they're
stuff?
so broad it sends you in the wrong direction. Like, similarities between Frodo and Sauron. They're both living creatures. They both
They both
exist in
want the
Middle-earth.
ring.
It's like, yeah. There's like a lot of parallels between them. You're like, oh, dude, come on.
Yeah,
I'm
so
thinking
that's
that
the reason why
him-
Elijah Wood should also play Sauron. You know, it's like, oh, okay.
So
That's
Wynn's
weird.
saying that it kind of works. I mean, I'm assuming there that he's talking about his joke that he just made, rather than because the film isn't making any comparison between the two.
Yeah, of course not. But yeah, he's
So he's saying like my joke kind of works because there are parallels between these two characters when there aren't. I feel like that limits it to a -1.
Well, I was going to say, doesn't that open it up to a -2 because he was talking about the statue, something that Tony Stark would never have built for himself, certainly something like that. And he's saying, like, see, he's foreshadowing because of the connection between the two characters that he will become Doom because there's connections between Stark and Doom. And then it's like, so that works. And I would argue it's like, well, no, that doesn't work. It does, I suppose, work to say they're both rich, they're both powerful, they're both egomaniacs, but to say that it works because there's a giant statue of himself outside, I'd say, well, no, now we're veering into not understanding the differences between the characters, which are pretty fucking stark.
Also, if you have to take time out of your video to say that joke I just made, it's kind of clever and it works. Well, then it didn't because you had to say it. So actually, hubris. Fuck you. -2.
Should we vote?
I think it's a -2.
Remember, we have the Peepo sus mechanic.
Oh, we do.
I think it's a 2. I'm fine with giving -2.
Okay, I'm gonna abstain.
That doesn't
Okay.
work. That leaves us with 4 people.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm
See
gonna
what happens.
abstain.
All right.
Rags is
come on.
abstaining.
I'm
That's
I'm
three.
going
We're back to
I'm
3
going
now.
-1. I'm going
That's an odd
-1.
number.
All right, Platoon, it's all down to you.
I'm thinking -1.
There you go.
I could be persuaded by 2, but I haven't quite been.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So that means that we finally have our first score of the Sins-isode,
Yeah,
the
-1.
Wins-isode. -1.
I thought he already got a -1.
Almost a -2.
He's -2.
-2.
This is his
Okay.
second win.
Yeah.
His second.
I still
Minus
believe he's
2.
gonna win this.
It works.
I
Him
think
being
so.
all dramatic, sitting in the shadows. Reed already said he's not big on subtlety.
Same old.
Observation?
I don't know. Well, yeah.
Observation.
But like,
Yeah, I
if we
don't
were to
think
take it
that's good
super
enough.
seriously, it's like it's not like he's doing that for the purpose of lacking. You know, like
He
I
did-
am evil,
He
so
didn't-
I will
he
sit
didn't
this way.
deliberately arrange the lighting
Yeah,
such
yeah.
that he would be dimly illuminated. So yeah, it's a 0, unfortunately. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
0.
yeah.
You had
It
an
would be the same
opportunity to
as-
score a point there.
It would be the same as Gandalf saying Saruman wears white, and then you meet him and he's wearing white.
Old Reed, always stretching, reaching for the star.
Lines like this throughout the film really had that OG Stan Lee writing style. He was a legend and an absolute cornball. I love it.
See, I don't think that's the
I-
compliment. It's fine to mention maybe that Stan Lee would write lines like that, but tell us why the line itself works. Why is it good? What does it do? Puts it in your mind, sort of thing. And it's a fun little foreshadowy reference. He used he knows what foreshadow. Why couldn't he have said that? I feel like he would have gotten a point if he had said that. But simply saying, "This is the kind of writing Stan Lee has," it's like, okay.
One,
Oh.
I couldn't even verify that. I'm not familiar with Stan Lee's writing, really. haven't read comic books really at all. But yeah, a link between the power set and the the actual characteristics of the person and things of that nature.
I mean, well, it's just a 0. It's an
Yeah.
observation. He didn't tell us what's meaningful
Yeah.
about that. He just connected two things and said they're connected. You're like, okay.
Is it not a minus point if he has, actually looked at a scene with interesting things to say, and he's somehow managed to say nothing interesting?
No.
No, I think that's 0.
That's just 0.
not
It's
saying
still
anything.
a 0. Fair enough.
Yeah, it just hasn't said anything.
That-
He
that's
lost
what
his
we call-
opportunity to make points.
That's what we call everybody on YouTube, pretty much. No offense to everybody, including us.
It's not just my money you want. It's my toys.
Rest in peace, Julian McMahon. This movie was at the height of his popularity, and his casting was perfect for this movie. His looks, his creepy charisma, and I swear it's not just because he was an evil legend in Nip Tuck, but the guy just knows how to ooze vanity.
I think that's a point.
I think so.
Yeah. It's more than
You
just
describe it-
saying he's good in the role.
he
It's
gave-
also telling you how.
Specific aspects of it that he's using and really channeling in the character that is appropriate to the movie. Yeah, I think it's fair.
Because I
am
don't think I was
fine
going to
with
say
him
like
getting
he's
a
the
point.
perfect Doom casting, but he's definitely referenced elements of the way that he portrays him that I think work for this Doom. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Memory is that Reed and Sue had always been married in the comics, but apparently they were just dating in the early comics. And while there are certainly some storylines where they break up, this is definitely expectation subversion.
You know, you make
Subverting expectations is not inherently good.
Yeah, you got to tell us why. So that's a 0.
Yeah.
0.
made a lot of folks at MIT feel like a junior high science fair, so you'll excuse me if I savor the moment.
And Reed's our hero, but I like that they let us know he's not everyone's cup of tea.
Number
You're just observing
That's
that
a 0, yeah.
the villain doesn't
Yeah.
like him. Yeah, he doesn't. 0. That's not enough.
75. And its applications and patents.
What about his firstborn?
If you know anything about Franklin, Reed Richards' firstborn, and his relationship to Doom, this line hits way harder.
I don't think you get a point for that either.
I don't actually, because I don't know.
Like, oh yeah,
If you
Franklin
could've told
was
me
like
what-
super crazy important. It's like, okay, yeah, but like he doesn't exist here, and you didn't really make a case for like why this is such an amazing line.
Yeah,
It
'cause
hits
I don't
harder.
know. So this
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah, I
tell
don't-
me. This is just
yeah,
telling me, hey, you're missing out on what this could mean. And I'm like, gee, thanks. If anything, it's worse because now I know I'm missing out on something that I didn't know before. So you didn't
Yeah.
tell me.
It is one of those really frustrating things that loads of people say. So, well, yeah, if you read the comics, which is this is not that universe, then
No, and
this
it never
line hits
became
harder, even
that.
though they're not the same characters. They are new characters. You have to set this up in your movie, and if you haven't done that, you can't say, oh, but if you know about the adaptations that this is not an adaptation of, then it's better. No,
I
it
think
isn't.
the way this could turn into possibly a point is to have said something that shows insight onto that storyline, to show maybe other things in these films that were setting it up, and it was unfortunate they never got there, but I think it's to be respected that they, without interrupting the flow of these movies, set up, what they needed for that story to eventually be told. Like, you could make that praise about certain universes when they do that. I mean, to an extent, some stuff in the MCU maybe, but yeah, all he says here is just like, well, that's relevant, because Franklin is going to be relevant. Okay.
Together.
It's funny how things turn out, isn't it?
Oof, the stinging reveal for Reed that Sue might not just work for Doom. I will never.
Then
We need more,
Flat,
Yeah.
nothing, deflated.
You're kind of just telling
Okay,
me this.
I gotta tell you,
vibes.
I'm worried. I'm worried now for
I'm not.
for win.
He's
I
mostly
think-
getting
I think-
zeros, which is way more than Sins.
Well,
Yeah,
but
he's
but
establishing
the
a
thing
pattern.
is, I'm not worried that he's going to lose, but I'm worried that we're going to get another case of like, holy shit, dude! Like, how
Well,
the fuck did you fumble so hard? Like that you
I
didn't
mean, it is cinema
didn't
wins.
completely demolish him. No,
I-
it's because it's what I said before. I think it's going to be zeros and ones. I didn't realize it was going to be quite so many zeros.
I mean, we're still early doors. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
love
When
this
things really kick off.
sad boy face of Hamish Linklater, Midnight Mass, was incredible. I actually think Hamish would be a perfect choice for the Norin Rad version of Silver Surfer, but nobody asked me. Should have, but it didn't.
I mean, that's just theory.
I mean, he said Midnight Mass was incredible.
Midnight
Sad.
Mass
Does
was
it lose
really
a point
good up
for-
until it wasn't.
It had a great.
Yeah, but that's
It
what
had
he
a
would
great.
say.
Yeah.
He would say, "No, what are you talking about? It was great all the way through."
Yeah.
No, because that's because he's bad at this. But
He is though. Why did that
it
make
just makes
you
me
gasp?
sad about how that show crashed and fucking burned.
Yeah, it
Hindenburg.
killed it. It killed it for me, like completely.
Yeah.
I don't think about it anymore. Bly Manor, I think about.
Fuck yeah.
I even think about House of Usher a bit more.
Yeah.
Not much more because it's good, but it's look, it doesn't.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
it's
as good
good,
as
but-
Bly Manor.
This Johnny Storm is like 1 degree away from Lucas Lee. Also, that's not Blake Lively, but it sure does look like her, which is maybe why Deadpool ratted Johnny out.
Zero.
Yeah. Nothing. And yeah, just as Platoon was mentioning, but it's like, yeah, we've gone through plenty of movie that he could have given praise to that was, actual praise. But
Well, remember his job gets harder, right? Like Cinema Sin's job was supposed to get easier the longer the film
Supposed
goes
to.
on. It was supposed to.
But well, we got 22 minutes left of, it's just like, what does he stuff this with? I'm not even sure.
Ings. That's right.
Wingnut washed out of NASA for sneaking 2 Victoria's Secret wannabes into a flight simulator. They
I'm gonna be careful on copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Liam, what's the footage?
crashed it into a wall. A flight simulator.
Incredible. Sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Nothing.
I
This
can't
is
really do
just like
anything
it's basically the same joke that Sins made.
Nothing.
Have I
The
ever
fact-
asked you to do
The fact that Wins is saying that that's a win, though, is making me think he should be losing points.
No, but we
That's,
I
the
feel like we
counters
talked
are
about
meaningless
this
in that
the,
sense, because Sins and Wins, they can respectively, Wins could be like, well, that was stupid, ding, and then fucking Sins could say, oh yeah, you know what, fair point, or whatever, then ding, and you're just like, I thought these systems were the, you start to get confused, because why would it be that a major criticism of the plot would also be the same point system as a joke or a reference to meta?
I feel like we definitely had this conversation last time where there were times when it was like, well, wait, if he did the ding and that's meant to be a criticism, and then we just realized that that wasn't necessarily, it was just going to lead to cataclysm.
Well,
Trying to
kind of what I'm saying is that if Sins says something is bad but doesn't explain why, and he dings it, then we would dock him a point, I would assume.
I thought we agreed we wouldn't.
Not necessarily.
No,
We didn't
that's
do
what I
that all
mean.
the way through, because there are times when he just seems to ding arbitrarily halfway through a sentence, and he's not said anything one way or the other. It's just, yeah, it's a sin. It might have been interesting to tie that in, but we didn't do it for sins, so we probably shouldn't do it for wins.
Yeah, fair enough then. Okay.
Thing you absolutely said you could not do.
5 times.
I had it at 4.
Well, this makes 5.
The married couple vibes from these two are immaculate.
No, work harder.
Man,
0.
yeah, you got to do because I was gonna say
work
that's.
harder.
I thought we were getting the easy layup there of like, so this is doing really great work to show the history between these two. The fact that they've got like the dialogue, you need it to be able to reference the fact that they've known each other for so long, trust each other, have had arguments back and forth, work together. You know, it's good foundation because it's one of the things the film does actually well. But say it's like, married couple. It's like, okay.
It is, I mean, it's kind of the same as last time. We didn't do it for sins and not for wins. But if we were counting opportunity cost as like a minus, it would be a much more competitive competition.
Probably, yeah.
Camera, $254. Memory stick, $59. The look on your hard-ass former CEO's face when he finds out he...
Man, he's playing so much of the movie, you know?
Big ol', how does he do it? How does he
do it? I think
he knows
it's
he
just,
knows somebody.
when you make short videos, you're allowed to show more clips, I suppose. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know this feeling. Neither would you guys.
You gotta squeeze it down.
You gotta.
Your junior officer. Priceless.
That's a MasterCard joke. Pretty sure I've done one on this channel, and even I know that at least half the audience in 2005 didn't know what he was talking about. But it's perfect because Johnny wouldn't care.
They probably did.
Okay,
That
but
was- they
that
were
didn't,
pretty-
you know that
they were
didn't make
quite
sense,
popular.
right? Like he said, he was almost advising why the writers shouldn't have made this joke, but then he said, but Johnny wouldn't care. As though Johnny had
transcends the
input.
writers?
As though Johnny had input on the writing of that joke.
Or even if you tried to extrapolate and say, well, because the audience in the real world, half of them doesn't know what it means, then it probably is true within the universe, but he wouldn't care. But that's not what he said. But I mean, you could try and construe it that way. But then presumably Johnny would care because everything he does as his character is for public effect.
It's just,
So actually, it counters. I'd probably give this a minus because it misunderstands
I
his
was gonna say
character.
that.
And he doesn't do things because
does
people
seem to
don't
be-
understand them. He does things to be popular.
I just say it's
Yeah, that's one of the
unadvisable
reasons
if you
we have our big
conclude
splits.
half the audience have no idea what you're talking about, but we'll do it because Johnny likes to say things where people have no idea what he's talking about. It's like, no, I don't know where you're getting that from.
I think
what's
I
another
agree.
example
This
of-
isn't an accurate.
Johnny doing a joke that no one understands and he knows that.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
It's just not
He's
something I've
not-
associated with him.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
Like he misreads
just-
the room in case of like in the Thing's case, like when shows him the like the toy of him, but like that's not the same thing. That's misunderstanding an individual who, and that's thematic for the movie, as opposed to everything else he does that's public facing is done to be public facing, and it's quite successful because the public really like him.
So is
yeah,
that
you wanna
minus
tell a
one?
joke that people do
I'd say
like.
minus
Yeah,
one,
I think
at
this is a
least.
bit inaccurate to his character to
convinced
say that about the
it's minus
character.
1. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think if you're gonna prop up his character as something, you need to be accurate about it.
Talking about, but it's perfect because Johnny wouldn't care.
Wow. Fantastic. Material made from self-regulating unstable models.
This is easy. You know what to say here, right? That Reed is
Do
so
it, you
obsessed with the
coward.
job that he completely misses signals from someone who's so interested in him, and it's an example of costing him his personal life versus his life as a scientist. Come on, you can do it.
Molecules.
Haha, got her. I can't tell what's better, the fact that he's that much of a dork or that she's so bummed he didn't fall for her honeypot. Either way, Ben's look to Sue is the clincher. He knows his buddy is a doofus.
So that's 2. So he split that up into 2 points. So I feel like we have to essentially break it apart and see whether or not each sentence essentially constitutes a point in his favor.
When he says, "haha, got her," then that's implying that he's doing it on purpose.
Well, that's a meme. I feel like we could ignore that part.
We're gonna have to, yeah, because the follow-up he says he's that
yeah.
much of a dork. So
I mean, that's
Yeah.
getting the first part gets most of the way, I think, to what we were just saying, right? And that he's identified she was after a particular effect, and he was not able to produce that effect because of something innate in his character. Like he chose to
And
frame it
why
as
she
being a
has her
dork, but
reaction.
yeah. So, I mean,
But is
that
that
bit of it-
good enough?
I think that's good
he's-
enough.
Yeah, for one, because he's spotted that it's not just a joke scene; it is also telling you something about their two characters, respectively.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
and he
agreed.
has
What I'm
highlighted it for
saying is-
both characters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
because he doesn't relate it. He doesn't relate it back to. I think he gets enough for a point, but it would have been nice if he said, "And the reason why he's like this isn't because of any like that."
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he is correct. He is correct, and it is like pointing out essentially what is the correct read on the scene. It's just
because
that
it's not just that he's a.
pretty...
Oh, good pun, by the way.
Well,
But I think that there's
Oh,
an aspect
haha.
of like how to
Always on
actually
purpose.
to say it's just that he's a dork. Like, oh, he's just so much of a dork. Is like, sort of, but like,
Yeah,
it's not just that he's a dork.
I
It's
think that's
that
my sticking point
he
as
is,
well.
And Dork's
Right,
doing
but-
a lot of heavy lifting. It's a stand-in for character analysis that isn't really there.
Yes,
But like
socially
the basic dynamic
aloof.
between the characters has been identified. Like he's not just done a sin thing and said "lol boobs." He said, she was there because she wanted to do a particular thing because her character has a particular desire and it's incompatible with Reed, and he frames that as because he's a dork. He's not analyzing the why of it, but he is identifying that there is a why there.
Yeah, the observation, the fact that he's that much of a dork is an observation without explaining why. I'm feeling like the second half that she's bummed that he didn't fall for her honeypot is an acknowledgement of what the scene is communicating to us, though. Yeah. I think that's I think that is enough for a 1, even if the first part is just an observation.
It's a weak one, but I think he gets enough for a 1.
I'd round it up to a 1. I'm not even saying 0.5,
Yeah.
like 0.7 or something. It's like, I wish he'd gone a little further, but yeah.
Look to
Yeah,
soothe
I
the
agree.
creature. He knows his buddy is a doofus.
I feel like I mean, it's
Doofus is almost unfair. It's so broad, and it kind of is like doofus imply. It's so broad. I wish that I wish you went further about why Reed has this reaction to one thing and not the other, especially when we learn more about the relationship and.
Well, and you can talk about this moment in reference to the elevator scene. Like Ben clearly is aware of their relationship, and so this to him is just like another moment of, oh man, I feel like you guys would be perfect together if only Reed, realized what was right in front of him, that sort of thing, as opposed to his buddy's a doofus. Like, once again, you sort of have to.
He's selling it a bit short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Damn it, man! You fumbled. You dropped the ball. You dropped the ball at the end, like before the line.
It's like he's standing there with the ball and he won't run forward with it. Almost. Like, do I get a point? I'm like, well, no. Do I lose a point?
No, you got to step over that line. You got to step over that line.
You're just standing there holding the ball as we're waiting for you to do something with it.
He's like, no, I'm close enough, and then just drops it.
Yeah, I guess.
Why do they call it rags? Why do they call it football when football is not even the best means of scoring points?
It's not the highest way to score points.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's because the touchdowns get you more points. So why is it called football when that's like kind of your last resort to get a point?
Well, but baseball isn't called home run, right? Or grand slam.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when there is a sport called football where the primary mechanism of passing the ball and scoring points is football, why would you also call it football when kicking is like not the best way of scoring? Because we have our own football, but you got to kick it into the goal if you want to like get any points at all. Well, if you want to get the most points anyway.
Rags, you gonna let him destroy your whole culture like this?
Oh, wait,
did you hear me?
I guess I cut out.
No, I heard you, but like what? Well, wait, you didn't respond to my next point, which is if a sport already exists, it's called football, where the primary mechanism of scoring and passing and basically doing everything is kicking. Why would you also name yours football when it isn't as much about kicking instead of a different name?
I don't know. I just wasn't. I wasn't invited to the
defend
committee.
Your sport. Defend
my
it.
sport. All right. I guess they called it football because they wanted to. Wow. There's so many feet. Oh, they're just everywhere. I don't know. To give an emphasis on the dashing and the movement aspect, I would assume. I don't actually know.
Let's do a comparison. Mola, I have seen rugby also described as football. Defend that.
What?
It's full name is rugby football.
Rugby is not football.
I've seen rugby described as football in Australia.
Well,
I have seen this.
Why would anyone bother describing it with that name when that just confuses everybody because there's a sport called football?
I don't know why they do it. I don't know why
also,
they do it.
You interact with the ball 90% of the time using your hands, not your feet.
Well,
this is my point against that. That's my point about American football.
That just feels like you're going to confuse people if you call rugby football.
Oh no, it is
that
confusing.
Is his full name. That's where it comes from. The full term for rugby
but nobody
union
calls it that.
Is rugby football. I don't know. I mean, some people probably do, but they shouldn't.
Oh well, that would show because I'm sure nobody calls it that in Britain because football is soccer. But here, it definitely gets described as football as well, which is like.
Do you guys have a football, or do you?
We have soccer, but which, football. We also have Aussie rules football, which everybody calls football or footy. And then there's rugby, which is also described as football.
This sounds confusing.
It's very confusing.
Handy.
The thing is, it depends on the region. Rugby's more popular in Queensland and New South Wales, whereas AFL is more popular everywhere else. It's the most popular one. It's more popular than soccer. Here, anyway. But the thing is that our footy, kicking is the primary way of moving the ball and scoring points. So, I think that there's more of a case for calling it football than American football, for instance, where you do kick it, but, as I understand, it's kind of like your last resort. It's like, oh shit, we're not going to get a touchdown. All right, we might as well go for a field goal to get some points.
I would be curious what the percentage is of points earned overall, whether most of those come from touchdowns or from field goals.
Oh well, sure, that would be interesting. I think because that's one way that you could judge it. It was more so to me the idea of almost the priority of kicking the ball is kind of an important thing. So obviously in football, soccer, I might as well just keep calling it soccer so that we don't get confused, which I'm sure will annoy some people. You only kick it basically, with a few exceptions. Touching the ball is basically something with your hands is something that you can't do unless you're a goalkeeper, unless you're throwing the ball back into the field. Compared to AFL, where it's you mainly kick it, but you can handball it and you hold it in your hands when you're moving. Then compared to American football, where it's you don't really kick it that much.
Armored rugby.
I just find it funny. What's that?
I suppose too, the kickoff is kind of it's a very, I mean, when a kickoff is done in football, it is typically following either a success or a failure. Either way, it will pretty much end in a kickoff. But and then there's the kickoff and then the run back. But
whereas in soccer, football, I think it is impossible. It is impossible. You cannot score a goal involving your hands in any way. So the hands don't even come into it. It's head, knees, feet. Basically, the only ways you can touch the ball and actually result in a goal. The actual reason is that that they're all offshoots of there was football as a sport. Association football is what we call football in this country, and that's abbreviated to soccer. And it was an offshoot of association football rules that created rugby football. So rugby is from the rugby school, I think, and they became known as rugby football because it was the rugby rules of football. And then I imagine the same thing is true of American and Australian football, is that these are just offshoots of the base game, which was English football, and then the American is the qualifier, which determines it's a different set of rules.
Conversation to just clarify the names. They're all
they should have just changed the names. Yeah, fuck it. Call it something else.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called it football myself, but I guess it's just some names stick, and I mean, I'm not a big sports.
As you can tell, I'm thoroughly bored of Cinema Wins arguments right now. I'm hoping that he can. I'm hoping that he can improve, but I gotta tell you, I'm really skeptical.
Now we know who's biased against Cinema Wins. Let's see if he can pull through despite that.
We're in space now.
Why am I not allowed to express my feelings on sort of my expectations without this idea that it's going to compromise my ability to judge him fairly?
I don't remember anyone saying that.
You implied that, and I think that's mean.
You're mistaken, and it's okay to be mistaken.
I don't think I am. I think you're being sneaky, but that's okay. You're allowed to be a little bit sneaky.
You're being slithery. That's worse.
Is being sneaky always mean?
No, you can be sneaky for good.
That's true. Yes, that's what James Bond does. He's sneaky for good. That new game's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so good.
I
Looks
said
so
on,
much
I
fun.
think it was open bar. I said it looks like shit, and loads of the chat were like, "Wow, hey everything, it looks good. Actually, it looks really good. You're right. It looks like Hitman, but James Bond. It looks really good." I was like, "Holy shit, we're
like
doomed.
Hitman.
We are doomed."
It doesn't look like Hitman.
It's the fucking
Where's
Indiana
part in
Jones
Hitman
game
where
all
you have
over
the big-
again. People are like, "Oh my god, it's so good. They played the theme. They played the theme."
Well, that means it's probably, if they do play the theme though, it's probably pretty good.
Where's the mission in Hitman where you're running through like an airport and like fighting all of these bad guys, jumping onto the plane, launching onto the plane, and then having a fight in the plane, and then jumping out of the plane and having to fight a guy for a parachute?
Well, that's
where's
that.
that?
First off,
where did that happen? Was that in Hitman
Okay.
Blood Money? I don't remember that.
First off, that's the end of Bad Company too. But there's at the end of every James Bond mission, he has to fight through an elevator, an airport, and then he has to get on the plane. It's it's Hitman. That's what Hitman does. Didn't you see the movie
with Timothy Olyphant?
Well, there's another one, wasn't there? Wasn't there a second one?
It was a reboot, I guess. Yeah, I saw both of them, but I can't remember them.
Someone just said in chat, so what do you guys want from a James Bond game then? We've got the archetypes. They exist. The GameCube era had plenty of awesome James Bond games.
We have discussed this. Yeah.
And, like,
espionage,
you get to be
sabotage,
a spy. You get to do things with subtlety and care, not whatever
disguises.
The fuck that gameplay trailer was. Jesus Christ. Why does this always happen? It's like you're presented a giant shit, and then you're like, oh, what do you guys want? Like, I mean, not the giant
the thing
shit.
Is, the comparison of, it's like Hitman. It's like, well, if it looked a little bit more like Hitman, that would have been nice, but it doesn't. So, like, if it looked a little bit more like that, then yeah, that might be better.
Yeah, also GoldenEye, obviously. Nightfire, Agent Under Fire.
It's really awkward with James Bond when literally one of the James Bond's games has transcended being like a licensed game to be one of the most influential and important games of all time. You know, it's like there's a series that has made a big impact with video games compared to other like film
once upon a time,
franchises.
James Bond used to be impactful with movies. That was cool. Remember that? Mind?
Yeah. It was just a question. Jeez. Oh no.
Well, I got to advise you, especially with no emojis attached, when someone says like, "Oh, that particular choice," and we were all specific about what the game was, to then reply like, "What do you want?" You're like, I don't know, anything else.
Yeah, you always got to do like a sort of peepo that the peepo guides the way that it's read. Okay,
without
so if you have like
is a blank, text. The emotion is to be interpreted, and you don't want that.
What peepo would you have used to ask a question like that to make sure that everything was nice?
If Fringy saw that a new Simpsons game came out and it was a first-person shooter, and he said, "What the fuck? This does not look like a Simpsons game just because they played the theme. That's retarded." And then I wanted to ask him in a genuine way. I would have said, just out of curiosity, what would you want, like mechanics-wise, for a Simpsons game? And then probably put a chill peepo, maybe even a peepo comfy.
Peepo comfy, yeah, that would.
You know that guy, right? I'll post him here.
That's the one where he's like hugging the blanket, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yes. With the thing that really sells it is his feet swinging back and forth. It's like, yeah.
So when I see that, I think he's gonna he's about to get a haircut.
I mean, he's clearly in a gaming chair and the red sort of. I think.
Whoa, is that clearly a gaming chair?
The hairdresser chairs that I go to do not look like that. I don't know if yours do.
It looks similar. They look similar. I mean, it looks like kind of a normalish chair.
That looks like an office chair.
When I get my haircut, they typically don't put a red blanket over me.
Not red, no.
Well, it's supposed to be the thing they drape over you and put around so that the hair doesn't get all over you.
Yeah, but like if it's red, I'm worried because it means they're probably bad and they're doing it to hide the blood. Whereas if it's like black or white,
oh
then
yeah,
you're
that's
fine.
true. If they was white, they were more confident.
Peepo is bald, so he's not getting a haircut.
Oh, he just got one.
You can get other things done. Maybe he's getting like a transplant of hair or a wig.
Maybe he's having it polished, so it just has a nice.
He's just one of those people that gets
a
shave every like day to make sure that not a single hair shows up because he's professional.
I would imagine in frog culture, you really want to be super slick, super smooth. You don't want to have errant hairs sticking out of your face if you're a frog, because all the other frogs will look at you like you're some kind of a freak.
Or this could be an image of post-completion of shave.
Right, that's why he's so happy. He's looking in the mirror and he's like excited for what life will bring with this new haircut of nothing.
I'm glad we sorted all of that out.
I learned something today, I think.
Back to wins.
The camera shake and volume of the ship. Who says there's no sound in space? You ever been there?
Zero.
Yeah.
Every man dreams he'll meet a woman he can give the world to. In my case, it's not just a metaphor.
I love that literally every character in this movie is a dork. Even when they think they're being cool, they dorks.
Nothing for that.
No, yeah.
He's annoying me. Like, stop saying nothing. Yeah, not only saying nothing, but saying nothing the same way. Like, you could say nothing in other ways, too.
But yeah, that'd be...
I mean, it's probably not worth a minus point. I mean, I don't think that they were written all to be dorks. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the intended.
Well, yeah, so I'm with you on this. Like, so what the analysis should be here is that Doom thinks, because he probably assumes a lot of people value the same things he does, he's just, powerful and smart enough to be in this position, that he could offer her something like this as why she should be interested in being with him, when he doesn't realize that's not at all what she's interested in. So it doesn't work as well as he thinks it does, because she's not the person he thinks she is. Mm-hmm. That's like the take, as opposed to he's a dork.
No, that's might be how it comes across sitting here when dialogue rules have moved on. But I don't know. Is it sufficient misunderstanding of the character then to?
I think that could be
a minus point.
I do actually think there's something fair there, because it's like, when would we ever, in our list of criticisms of him as a person, Dr. Doom, would we ever get to a point of saying he's a dork?
Maybe if we were desperate at the end of a long conversation.
Well, I might have said that if you resorted to it, I might be like, well, no, that would be wrong. Like, dork is too far in one direction. No, not really.
Yeah, he's an intelligent CEO of a big company, and he has his own sort of he's not socially awkward or inept. He doesn't look the part, aesthetically dorkish. And the things that he's saying to Sue here aren't particularly dorkish either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what the take is here is he's trying to sell something to her that is just, he doesn't realize what he's actually saying or how it's going to be taken. So
yeah, there's the additional thing, which is that he says literally every character in the movie is a dork. So not only is Doom not a dork, but literally every character in the movie is absolutely not a dork, because he's speaking to someone who isn't.
I've been convinced that's a safe negative one. Oh, it's a safe negative one. It might be negative two.
Yeah, I think there's two separate errors there. It's a misunderstanding of one character, but then it's also a blanket incorrect statement about every other character in the movie. So
painting everyone with a dork brush.
Ooh.
Well, so the statement that every character is a dork necessarily includes Doom.
Well,
so that would potentially limit it to -1.
No, because it's like we're talking about how it doesn't apply to Doom. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of Doom's character, which I think is 1 point, but then to make that same mistake about every other character in the movie as well, I think is a separate additional point, because he's not just wrong about the person. Yeah, it's sequentially. Okay. It's a blanket statement. It's based on a misunderstanding of one character, but that misunderstanding is applied to everyone, which is that's a fundamental misunderstanding of every character in the film. That's got to be -2.
I think so.
I'm willing to agree on that. Yeah.
I think you convinced me. Fucking hell.
Ouch.
Who's counting these, by the way?
Rags?
I am, yeah. So we're doing 1 or 2?
-2 seems, yeah.
DOS.
I think that's fair. Yeah, he put them together, so he gets -2. Boom, boom.
Dork. Even when they think they're being cool, they dorks. But yeah, that'd be hard to say no to. If it helps.
No, that's wrong, though. She is not.
She doesn't want the world.
It is the whole point of the character in this scene is that she doesn't want the world.
Worse than 0, -1.
Damn it, dude.
It's not hard, because she already knows what she wants. And it isn't the world. It's
oh god, how do you fuck that? Yeah, -1. Jesus.
Getting a little bit scary. Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
We're fine.
We're just get this out of the way. You'll get the good stuff later.
He's got this, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be hard to say no to.
If it helps, think of this as a promotion.
Oops, never mind. That's an easy no, and it does not, in fact, help.
What?
So the analysis is obviously supposed to be what he's saying is actually kind of gross, that like he's so desperate to convince her to be with him, he's almost using like work language that she can
Like
benefit in the
terms.
ladder, she can get more money, she can get more prestige to be with him, and of course she's not interested in any of that. And the whole point in this film is that he represents the absolutely wrong choice in men, while Reed represents the right. Like, but why wouldn't you say any of this instead of ew, creepy? That's a no.
So what does that mean? Does that
zero
mean this is a negative
probably,
one again,
because
or zero?
he's missed on the positive analysis, but he hasn't said anything that's wrong. He's just said, yeah, I would say no to that.
Just missed an opportunity. I think it's as far as this one goes.
Words that can change our lives forever.
The cloud is accelerating.
It's 4 words. Incredible piece of script writing. Also, nobody kills the vibe like Reed Richards.
Don't get anything for that.
It's 4 words. I mean,
he has drawn the connection, but that is very surface level.
But drawing a connection of, hey, 4 words. Oh, look, he said 4 words. I don't think you get a point for that.
Does Wins get a point for being able to count to 4?
It's too obvious. It's too obviously what's intended by the movie in that sense.
Well, it would be like, oh, hey, I sure hope Reed doesn't walk in here right now. And then, oh, look, Reed walks in.
Yeah.
You don't get anything for that.
It's obviously
to be clear,
designed to be
incredible piece of script writing. Incredible.
Let's calm down. Like it's all right.
Oh,
all right.
Right.
But
Like we actually are accepting that he's being serious here and not memeing. But he is positive, man. So if he was being sarcastic, that would be mean. So I think we have to assume that he means this. And if
I
he
assume
means
if
that,
he was
then that's a negative one.
gun to his head, he would not rate it like a 10 out of 10, but he'd rate it high, and that's like the problem almost.
If he rates that high, then he might need to get a negative point for that. Because I mean, of course, it's like, where does this actually rate? Because like, dude, it's not higher than like a 5.
I'm willing to give him 0. I'm just saying that it's like, come on, man.
I'm at 0. I think you need. I just say like, calm down. All right, let's chill.
Leaning me towards negative because he has gone out of his way to describe it as incredible, but he hasn't done anything to explain why. So it's more than just a ding of this is implicitly good because I gave it a ding. He said this is incredible. Like that's really high praise.
We put it to a vote.
We can.
Yeah, I'll go for a 0. You know, yeah, whatever, 0.
I'm happy on 0.
I say 0 for me.
0.
Rip. Well, there we go.
Minus 3.
Okay.
Minus 3. Damn it.
Minus 3. That isn't incredible, you fool.
No, wait, minus 3 and a peepo sus. That's the lowest we can give it.
Oh, that's technically correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder
Nothing's
if anyone
worse
will
than
ever
3
earn that.
Minus 3 and a peepo sus.
True,
Yeah,
and a
true.
peepo sus. This is a mythical figure. It's only theoretical.
Well, if anyone could get it, it's Cinema Wins, so.
Like Reed Richards.
It's like wormholes.
What are you doing?
Closing the sheets.
You can't just leave them out there.
Watch me.
Seriously, of all the things he could say, watch me is just about the most villainous.
No, it isn't.
No.
He could have said, watch me, cunt.
But like, isn't the analysis supposed to be this man is all about power? Once he's decided to lock into a particular decision, no one can stop him, and even the thought of such would like piss him off, and it's just gonna go to show what kind of person this is well before he gets the powers.
Yeah, and if he really cared about Susan Storm, then he would see the look on her face and the desperation in her tone, and he'd say like, "Oh, she really cares about them, and I need to do this for her." But it shows that he's clearly not interested in her for her, just as a status and how it could
Interested
make
in her
him be
insight
better.
or input.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
So,
like
that's
your
his-
analysis
that's
is
his-
watch me's the most villainous. Like, should we consult the dictionary on all of those villainous fucking words he could have used as opposed to
I
this?
think he could have said something more evil, which is, you know what? I'm thrilled. I'm glad. I can't wait to see him melt.
He
Like,
could have just called her the N-word.
What if he had said, "I'll let 1,000 bed grips die before I let this
Let this
ship-"
company die?
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
didn't he
he
just
goes
say
deeper.
something more villainous? He said, like, I promote you to wife. Like, I mean, that's more villainous.
He gets more villainous
would-
later in the
there is-
movie, so this can't be the most villainous thing he says.
There is
I'd actually
context,
say it's very
honestly,
in character.
where "watch me" could have been said by a good person in this sort of situation. It depends on what all the variables are. In fact, there's probably an
Yeah,
example of
because
this in a
he's-
movie somewhere that we've, it's hard to pull, but
Choice of sacrificing somebody to save everybody else.
yeah.
Witness Me is a similar, I guess. From the perspective, it's good, but I mean, I would say here that he is a very vain person. He wants to be seen as, powerful and successful. So when his instinctual reaction to her saying that is for him to turn and immediately say, "Watch me." It's like, oh, like subconsciously, are you saying that all the attention should be on you? Like, look at me and what I'm about to do and how you can't stop me. I have the power.
You know,
a lot of stuff you could say.
Radcheck from Starship Troopers, if there was a scenario where a bunch of bugs were about to breach like a civilian area and they were still waiting for soldiers to come back through, I could totally imagine someone saying, "You can't block them off, they'll die." And he'd say, "Watch me." Like, as a sort of, you have to. This is the most important thing, sort of. But, yeah, this is just bad analysis. Once again.
There's a lot that could be said that is not being said here.
So -1?
So
I think -1.
Easy -1, I think, yeah. Because he's
fair
only saying that the line is villainous, really, because we know that he's the villain.
And also, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
The most villainous. And he's got a decent reason. Someone needs to be protected to get the others to safety after the storm passes. But they don't call him the grimy, limey, slimy MF Doom for nothing.
What shitty commentary. Like, you've basically just said, you know what, I think he's kind of got a point. But he's bad because
he didn't
meta.
make a point. He didn't say any of that. That's not his point. His point is that he's vain and he wants power and control and he's not going to take her wishes into account.
Well, yeah,
it's not because he's like, well, someone has to stay behind, someone has to do the lever. That would be something like Reed Richards would say in a worried tone if it was him in that position.
He's not even entertaining
but someone has to be here.
That there's time to save Ben. He's just like, nah, I'm saving myself. Fuck you. Like that's obviously what you're supposed to take away. But he's just like, it's kind of fair. But he is Doom contextually, so it's evil. It's like that's terrible, dude.
That's the thing. It's a run-on from the previous one. It's like, this is the most villainous thing he could ever have said, and he's got a good reason for doing it.
So,
oh, you're right. Yeah.
So that's a negative one on top, right?
Point. I think so. You can't say it's the most villainous thing is that he has a point. He's like, I don't know, man. That's weird vibes, but okay. But yeah, it doesn't gel well with his other point. There's some friction there. Like he
slimy MF Doom for nothing. I also like that not only do we see Doom's true colors, but Johnny's as well. He acts like a jerk, but he cares.
Okay, Johnny is never shown to be like the kind of person who just hates and kills everybody or something, and then when the chips are down, he actually cares. Like, no, Johnny cares.
Johnny's
a hero.
He's a good person.
And this was like an awkward one to point to because it would be very strange if he didn't give a shit about like Ben about to get melted by cosmic radiation. Like, I feel like a better way to highlight the whole, Johnny, he's really like good natured ultimately, and he's a great guy, would be in a situation where it's not so like black and white of holy shit.
If it were,
my friend is in peril.
If it were Doom's closing the shields and Johnny stops him. And it would be, and he says, he presses something down here that prevents it, and then he's like, "We're all gonna die if you do that." And then Johnny's like, "We're not leaving Ben," something like that.
Yeah, something like that, as opposed to like, "Hey, come on, man, you can make it." It's like, I would expect as much, but if he like was actually willing to, well, it's kind of in the new movie, right, where he actually will like make the call to sacrifice himself to save his nephew. It's like, that's like actually like that's really noble. It's like, oh yeah, see, look, he's a good lad, like a really good lad.
Yeah, I'm bordering on -1 here because he's trying to imply that this is out of usual character for him, and it shows his true colors when I feel like this is just normal.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Reaction. It's -1. It's like, dude, what kind of person do you think Johnny is that this would be like, oh wow, we see his true colors. He doesn't want Ben to get fucking melted by cosmic radiation.
His true colors of being a normal, well-adjusted human being. It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird you point it out. By the fact you draw attention to it's kind of like throwing me off, man. Yeah, I think that's not fair to him. Yeah, I don't think that's fair to Johnny. So, -1?
I think so.
Yeah. Or
Love of the Storm hitting them shows what their powers will be, but is also subtle enough that if you don't know what they are, it just looks like they're getting wrecked.
I swear.
I'd be really curious to ask someone if they could guess the powers from these animations if they had no context of Fantastic Four.
If they had no context,
shows what their powers will be, but is also subtle enough that if you don't know what they are,
hey, dude,
he's a little invisible.
I don't know why this. Do you guys in chat? Do you remember how the Fantastic Four, like how they convey them getting their powers in the fucking 2050 Fantastic?
Oh no,
It's
rocks!
So funny.
Rocks!
Yes.
I'm a
Oh no, I'm
rockman.
on fire! Oh my goodness! Oh no! And then Sue was just like, "Oh, she's just invisible, I guess." Like they didn't.
Yeah,
even
Doom falls
think of
into.
her.
He gets like eaten by green goo.
He gets eaten by green goo, and I don't remember what happens with Reed
Dr.
doing a big
Doom.
stretch thing, or like if there are a bunch of rubber bands or something that got caught in his little pod as well. It's just so funny. Look, there's rocks. That's why he's a rockman. Ugh.
I'm guessing the question here is whether or not he gets a point or 0 for this.
That's basically, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not sure if this is good enough to get him a point. I'm not sure.
I think this might be too close to just descripting or a description of what is happening. Like there's some flames with Johnny because he's going to be the Human Torch, and Susan's is a little bit invisible, a little bit. But I think that's like intended to be seen, and I don't think it's that subtle.
I mean, if you go in with no context, and it might be the sort of thing that makes the movie better on rewatch, because then like you know where they're going, and then you rewatch this scene, and you're like, oh yeah, I can now spot the foreshadowing that this scene is doing. Not quite what he said, but it's close enough. I don't know. It's like, what's the 0.5? We can give him maybe a 0.5.
I'd give him a Peepo Glad, yeah.
What's the one?
You can have Peepo Glad, yeah.
I can settle on a Peepo Glad.
All right, I'll give him he's got the Peepo Glad token. Fair enough, yeah, fine.
Shows what their powers will be, but is also subtle enough that if you don't know what they are, it just looks like they're getting wrecked.
I swear to you, Ben, they've done everything humanly possible. Unfortunately, the doctors just couldn't do anything to fix your face.
Like I said, he's still a jerk, but also that's a once-in-a-lifetime prank, so I'll allow it.
0, right?
Nothing.
He said that there is a joke, yeah.
Good job.
Joke identified.
I don't know if we've noticed, but the sickest runs this side of the Alps are right outside that window.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Nurse being a ripper on the mountain shadowing.
Do you want
Ripper?
What?
So she noticed that there's a mountain there, which is foreshadowing that she can snowboard.
Yeah, she knows all about snowboarding. It is foreshadowing that is what he's saying. Which, I mean, I guess it is, yeah, but
Around the mountain.
I just feel like that's another thing.
That's not a connection because you could not be a Ripper type and still recognize it. Like I don't know how to surf, but if someone was like, "Hey, we're in Hawaii and boy, those are some pretty crazy waves out there, bro," I'd be like, "Yeah, I noticed." It's just an observation.
It's a 0. I don't see how there's anything else for that.
Shadowing.
Do you want to help me with the zipper?
Comic accurate hothead Playboy Johnny.
There's no points for saying that. You gotta do more than that.
How you feeling? Solid.
Hey yo, rock buns.
I mean, Rags, you like puns. What do you think?
It's okay. I feel like puns like this should be a part of a small part of a larger whole that sort of is a trend of a style of writing. A comic booky, cheeky, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, foreshadowing element.
I think I'm in agreement.
It's too obvious, I think, to get a point for. But I guess it's good that he said something instead of didn't. But not quite. And I don't think it gets him another Peepo Glad to give another point either. It's just like, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm leaning towards more just a description.
I think so too.
For real, that's a pretty awesome pickup line.
That music is pretty loud. I think it was worth talking over.
No, fair enough. You're right.
You just said it's a good pickup line. It's a 0, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like it's a pretty good pickup line.
Is that even a pickup line? Because they're already kind of on a little like snowboard date thing that he invited her on.
By implying room service, it means that we're going back to the hotel a room after this.
Okay, yeah, I guess
this is what we call a very good sign.
Well, we already know that fucking it's a 0 for the next one too.
If you were gonna have a scene with extreme sports, the music had to be Sum 41. It was literally the law. Sometimes the courts would let you slip by with.
Gotta be careful here, because there is.
Yeah. Suppose so. We don't want to get dinged for having cinema wins talking. Yeah.
Saliva's click, click, boom.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're like on fire, dude.
Compliments.
Fuck off.
I know,
It's
right?
not,
it gets tiring after a while.
He's wrong. It's not a compliment.
He's being sarcastic, I guess, with the scene. That's why it's nothing. He's just nothinging.
I get.
He felt something while watching this scene. He wanted to verbalize that he felt something, but he didn't know what it was. So he said compliments and went ding.
Yeah. How's he doing right now, points wise?
Right now he's at -7.
Oh,
which is this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't be happening. This is
impressive.
Madness.
You know,
but I feel like he can't lose.
CinemaSin's obviously watching this stream right now, 100%, and he's like, he's just sitting there with like popcorn, like, come on, buddy, you can fuck this up, get me the win.
I mean, I know the points don't reflect it, but I prefer the Sins video. At least it's like there's more to say. It's more entertaining. He's wrong about more things, but at least there's something there, as opposed to
Sins. Well, yeah, it took us a whole stream to go through the Sins thing, and that was
16
not
minutes,
planned.
yeah.
That was, to be clear, everyone, that was not the intention. We thought, oh, we're gonna go through
doing
Sins
both of them.
video. We're gonna be a Wins video. We're gonna do both. It'll be fun, and then we can wrap up, and we'll have a free Wednesday. No, that here we are. This is Sins, that bastard.
It's sort of weird advice, but if you are thinking of doing a YouTube video, the absolute least you can do to be a decent person is to be abhorrently wrong. Like, that's the least you can do. At least be something. Don't be this.
Don't be something. Dull.
First mini glimpse at the Human Torch design, and it's still one of the best of the film.
Why? Tell us why. Stop just saying things, man. Come on, tell us why.
He just sort of kind of is fiery.
But like this just applies to everything he says. He's so willing to just be like, this thing good, this thing good, this thing good, this thing good.
Other guy, didn't that other guy say like he was really great at like making arguments? That guy that we watched like before we started this little
a unique
adventure?
appreciation for cinema in every angle.
Yeah,
you know?
unique appreciation. Oh yeah, the Human Torch design is good.
Man, I appreciate cinema now. I know
I wouldn't have been able to point that out if I didn't love
you could
cinema.
only get from somebody who loves movies. That's right.
Only Martin Scorsese would sit down and watch the 2005 Fantastic Four, throw up his hands and say, "This is peak cinema.
This is the best Human Torch design."
I regret the things that I said about Marvel films not being cinema. Clearly it is. I just didn't... If he had seen Fantastic Four 2005, he wouldn't have said those comments.
Yeah.
Care to join me?
I feel like you need a different word for was literally just on fire and is still King Rizzler.
Zero.
Yeah.
Make sure they only shoot me from my left side.
Doom's vanity really sets up how angry he's about to get over his transformation.
Man, you don't get a point for that.
He just wants to... Because that... Well, no, you don't even have to be that vain to just be like, hey, could you shoot me from the side that doesn't have a scar on it?
Your face is peeling off. Like, I think...
This is in the realm of normalcy. Yeah, this is still... You don't have to be vain. We haven't gotten there yet.
I mean, I suppose being as nice as possible to... Like, at the moment, obviously, it's just a tiny little scar, and he doesn't know his entire face is about to melt off. So it is a vain thing to say. It is... Like, he's identified... The movie wants to establish this as, like... This is reinforcing his vanity in order to... He's identifying what the movie wants to do in the scene, I guess. Maybe? Is that...
But does he get angry over his transformation?
I do think, though, it's fair to say, like, most people, if they're going for a photo shoot and they've got a wound on one side of their face, that they'd be like, do you mind shooting me from the other side? That's kind of normal.
True.
Yeah. And, like, because he gets angry, but he gets angry with the guy in the giant chair, not the evil chair, the big one. For like kicking him out of his own company. I don't recall him being angry about...
I don't remember him saying, you made fun of my face, now I'm gonna blow your face
you made
off
fun of
with
my
lightning.
face, and now... out am I?
Why is that line, out am I, so funny? Why don't I?
Am I?
I don't know, is it more or less funny than, you know how much I sacrificed?
That one's pretty good.
That one's pretty. That one's too good. Well, is that the meta of how it's kind of become a meme? Or...
I think it's because you get to pair it with his face. Because out am I, you don't get to see his face. It's the sudden shift from like sad to fucking fuming. It's amazing.
And I love the look on his face when he looks at the other scientist, shocked, and he's like, "Back to formula," and he's got that question like in his voice, and he's just desperate, and he's like, "Oh no," he's so crestfallen.
Yeah. Well, is this a 0?
Yeah, I think that's a 0. He should have pointed how evil that mirror looks.
I'd be saying -1 because of he's misidentified the fact that he gets angry about his transformation, unless I'm mistaken.
He says it's a setup. Like it's not vanity here. It's just a normal amount of self-consciousness.
Yeah, so he's describing normal behavior as a setup for something that doesn't happen. I feel like that warrants a -1.
Doom's vanity really sets up how angry he's about to get over his transformation.
I think that's fair, because that's really not the impression I got from watching the movie, that he got angry over his transformation. Unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, I think there's a point. No, I think there's a point here. Unless there's something else that is not being identified. This is just normal behavior. And I'd like to think that normal people behavior isn't actually a prelude to supervillain material, but I think that's fair. I think this is a misidentification of an actual setup.
So -1.
Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Or did he kind of enjoy being powerful?
He seems to revel in it.
He definitely
Are there lines where he's like, "I am scarred and deformed"?
Well, because there's the bit where he's kind of like doing sciencey bullshit to his hand. So he's, maybe worried. He doesn't know what's happening. But angry, like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Never got that from him. The anger comes from him being kicked out of his company.
Yeah, I think it's fair to take away a point.
I'm being pushed to -1, yeah.
Yep, I am too. I think this is a misidentification.
So angry he's about to get over his transformation.
Why, Sue? You could have any other woman in the world, but
that's why. Because I could have any other woman.
You got a chance to talk about his possessive nature, about how he wants what he can't have, and that it's not meaningful beyond that. You can do this. Wins. You can do this. You can do this. Don't just say, "Wow, cringe." Wow, chud.
Yep, and you can call back to lines that he said.
He's going to say that this man used to be a dork, but now he's a Rizzler 10 out of 10.
And I like that he's pretty much a creep from the jump. They hide it a little at the start, but he doesn't just become bad once he has powers. He's already bad, and power is all he cares about.
Yes.
Something there.
My guess? He won't stop top ill until he's a gazillionaire.
But I feel, okay, it's just weird because that scene had something else to talk about, but he went with the broad assessment, which is valid and fair. I agree with it. It's just, okay. Yeah, I mean, I give him a
better
point.
from a lover of cinema, I guess. It's sufficient.
That's 8 point.
Though I will say, very simple analysis, all right? Like, and he gets a point. I think it belongs in analyzing the characters, so you could dig a bit more.
He's already bad, and power is all he cares about. My guess? He won't stop top ill until he's a gazillionaire.
You're such a dork, Reed.
Correct.
Nothing.
Zip.
To be wanted sometimes, Reed. To be seen and heard.
Please don't fucking...
Connection between their emotions and their powers, Sue feeling unwanted or invisible actually makes her power manifest.
Well, the film tells us it's the emotional power that makes the powers come out, right? So it's like, yeah I guess... I mean, is this not just a 0 then?
I feel this is too descriptive, because they're very explicit about it later.
I think it's a 0.
I want to give him a +1. I can't explain why, though. I feel like he needs it.
I just feel like the little guy needs a point.
Sids is going to be real upset with us if we give him wins a pity point right now.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just let me see if I can do anything with this. So Sue feeling unwanted or invisible actually makes her power manifest. That is a description. But the film isn't explicitly telling us that Sue is feeling unwanted and invisible.
But it does.
So it does later, but for this scene here, he is... Wait, hold on. Do they say that later? I thought it was that she was feeling angry, because she gets pissed off and then...
it's like strong emotions, I think, are more of the... Like
yeah,
channeling
it does.
her emotions.
It explicitly ties it to her emotions. It doesn't explicitly say that the emotion in particular is feeling unwanted and invisible. Like, in that instance, she's angry and frustrated.
But but she's explicitly saying in this scene she's unwanted or feels invisible, and so this is what I mean. It's just like, man, maybe this is a peepo glad, and he can finally get his point back.
Yeah, he does have a glad in the bank.
I think I'd vote for a glad on this.
Okay.
All right.
All
So he gets another peepo glad, which means he can cash those in for a delicious, juicy point.
It's more than just him saying her emotions make her powers happen, because then that would be a 0. He has specified what the emotions are and why they're relevant to this scene.
But why that's not a point is because those words are explicitly said, so I just don't think it's your brain had to maybe take one step, if that. So it's just like, this is very low level, like breaking down a thing. But fine.
The stretchy reveal. It's goofy and also gross. Not Miles Teller gross, but it's always gotten a visceral reaction from me. Hey!
Okay. Thanks for telling us that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, man. I never thought it was gross myself.
Dude, he's on 39 in his own video.
Yeah, and what's the score right now? What's the score?
-6.
Dude, I mean,
he's clawing it back.
This is horrible.
Yeah,
that's a horrible result.
Not good. Not good.
You guys. Hey. Love that Johnny just can't not throw a "how you doing" at anyone in his vicinity who he's not related to. Great.
Well, not anyone. It's gonna be girls.
Not related to.
Yeah, I don't know.
0.
Anyone who he's not related to. Yeah, it's more that she's a gal. 0.
But then, you could quibble with the technicalities of the earlier one, because like Doom couldn't get every woman in the world because the lesbians wouldn't say yes. So, but that's not accounted for in the joke. It's just a 0.
Yeah.
In his vicinity, who he's not related to. Great shot of Johnny testing it out behind them while the camera is focused on them.
Oh, come on.
Right? I mean, it's
on,
fine.
Man.
It's all right. It's fine. It's okay.
I'm a little bit almost annoyed. Like, do you really think people there's probably plenty more shots in this film to appreciate. I don't even know if he's going to mention them, but this one's because he saw the fire, which I think a lot of people do. I don't know. This just feels,
I think it's the middle of the shot.
I don't think it's particularly clever at all. Certainly not great.
It's just, it's like
it's fine. It's okay.
It's fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
Meaning
I
he
have
gets
no
what?
complaints.
Well, all he's done is say that it's
says
good.
It's a great
he hasn't
shot.
said why.
No, he says a great shot, and I'm like, it's chill. But I guess that's how he feels.
Yeah, he's stated his opinion and not explained why it's substantive,
neutral.
so that'll be a 0, right?
Yeah, I'm neutral on it. Like it's a 0.
So I'd say this guy needs to watch more movies, but he factually does.
I mean, it's kind of what makes it sad. He doesn't have the excuse.
Yeah, I think 0 for this myself.
0.
Yep.
And out behind them while the camera is focused on them. And another one of the greatest effects, especially the warm light it cast on his face.
It's because it's fire. It ought to have that.
Well, no, he's talking about, because it's all fake, right? It's all done in post. So you talk about the reflection in the eyes. You talk about like the lighter skin versus darker skin according to how close and far away. That's what gets you the point here. You can't just say the warm light it casts on his face.
The fire has the effect
comparatively
of fire.
easy. That's like a comparatively easy thing to do. You could just have somebody off to the side and then do a light.
Animations, reflections, post graphics, and then the fact that it reflects in her eyes as well as his.
I hope what's being illustrated here is the nature of essentially earning points. It's like, go a little bit further. Don't just say it's
Earn
good.
the point. Yeah,
like point out why it's good and pick up little detail. I mean, again, this is like the whole point of cinema wins, right? It's not meant to say like, oh, it's great, and then you go, yeah. It's meant to be like, oh, I see. Maybe that's why I liked it. And I never really thought about it. I got it, but I didn't think about it.
Yeah, like something you note as it happens, and then someone says a couple of words and makes you go, oh, that is what that is. I didn't even think about that. That's really cool.
Thanks, cinema wins. Instead here, it's just like, yeah, okay.
It's like, how did they get the fake fire on his hand to integrate with the scene so well? It kind of feels real. It's like, that's your job to explain, not to just say, it's cool. Yeah. It's like a light is on his hand.
We've known the relationship between fire and light since we were cavemen. So, like, not having this here would have been a major point of criticism for the film, because they've just missed fundamental laws of physics. You need to tell me why this is meaningful, if it is. Otherwise, it's not a point.
The glint and the light in his eyes is sort of parallel to him discovering something new about himself. And so
There's that too.
Something.
There's all these things you could do, but he didn't. So yeah, I don't want to give him more than a 0 for this.
0.
We need 3. So anyone else?
Yeah, it's a 0.
All right.
0.
Yeah. Especially the warm light it cast on his face.
Well, I can explain this.
Chris Evans' workout routine.
0.
0.
Yep.
The cloud has fundamentally altered our DNA.
Cool!
And the best part of Johnny is that while everyone else is appropriately freaked out, he's so stoked. He's all
0.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
Whoa, you
so
watched the
funny.
scene too. Damn.
Whoa.
Man,
I'm
this
gonna
is-
fake laugh.
I wanna
every
be
other
clear.
minute.
Actually insightful. He's actually intelligent and thoughtful, and he understands films.
We get set. This is what everyone says we do, by the way. Just describe what happens in the film. That's all we do.
Yep.
And then this guy's
Because
hailed as
we
like
would
the
be
fucking
talking
savior
about-
of cinema.
Yeah, we would just be talking about how this is an opportunity the film takes to, in some way, show the differences in the other personalities as it relates to this revelation about this change, and how excited he is, and how he's more of a go-getter, and how he's more adventurous, and so to him this is great news and interesting. Whereas for Reed, he's the smartest of the bunch. He knows the negative aspects that this could have, how mutations could be dangerous, and how he's not leading.
Yeah, they could all be dead tomorrow.
It's good. Yeah. He's like a more long-term, analytical person, and he's more, and you have the more visceral reaction from the guy who turns on fire, and that's just it relates to how
Well,
he
and
gets his
Sue looks to Reed
powers
because
and-
she'll be like, he's gonna know what this means.
Yeah. She's not congratulating Johnny on his new flame powers. She's worried.
This is sick, bro.
That's gross.
But only about his powers.
Why was that
As
funny? Why was that
contrasted to- as con-
like, man, that sounded really
Ha, ha,
funny, but
ha.
that killed him. He loved it, and it's just like, why? Like, it's not that funny. Calm down.
I mean, just it also is like, but only about his powers. That's
Yeah, because setting
He
yourself
doesn't
on
know
fire and flying
Sue's-
around, that's gross. Like, it's just, this is normal reaction to someone stretching parts of their body. It freaks people out. That's the thing they've had to deal with now forever, trying to get it right. Meanwhile, Human Torch, automatic badass image. Like, everyone knows this. So I don't even think his implication of his comment is even quite right. It's like, yeah, his powers are gross, but yours aren't, right, Johnny? It's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, Human Torch. Yeah, it's just like, look at you. You're on fire, but like not you in flying around. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Even the Thing, it's like, yeah, you're a big rock man. That's like kind of cool.
super
you know?
strong,
Well,
invincible, basically.
It's not like anyone's going to say Invisible Woman. Wow, gross power.
You're invisible. I can't see you
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not like she's it's not like she's only turning her skin invisible or something. You just see through her. It's
So, is that a negative one?
Is it?
I don't
What
know.
were
I,
his
mean, I
words?
want it to be because he's really pissing me off at this point, but I feel like it's just not.
I mean, surely, like, Peepo's sus because he thinks that the analysis for this scene is like, the irony. He's saying it's gross you have a power without realizing, like, hey, it could be just kind of gross you have powers too. It's just like, no, that's not it. His power is gross, like, in comparison to being able to set yourself on fire or control fire. Like, just for normal people. I don't have any problem with that. Mr. Fantastic's fucking awesome, but, like, we know from real life that people find Mr. Fantastic uncanny and strange in how they, represent the powers. Human Torch, though, he's just an icon of an awesome power.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think it's a fair observation to take a point away. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, about this reaction. Oh my goodness, but yeah, I'm fine taking a point away. This is a strange thing to say about this reaction from Johnny.
Do we do a vote? Or?
Oh, I guess we got 3 there.
Oh, okay,
so.
yeah.
Boom.
Only about his powers.
What is it?
And just like that, Johnny named Ben.
That 0?
I mean, it's a 0.
This is still definitely the Winds channel, but when you go looking for stuff,
Uh-oh.
other stuff pops out to you like, this train?
Oh,
appears
you're not
be
supposed to
moving in
do
stop
this.
Motion? My guess is that it was moving too fast for the shot, so they slowed it and only it down, correctly assuming that no one would ever notice. Or it's just a
Well,
full CG
no,
insert.
you
Or it's just
retard.
moving. It's moving slowly through a city. It would be
well-
moving slowly.
It's a large, like, freight train. It could be moving onto a different track so that another train can get through. Like,
it is moving onto a different track.
This could be a negative one. Yeah, this could be a negative one.
A rare -1 sin for wins. Like, he's
My
trying
guess is that it was moving too fast for. No, they just made it go slow because it's in the middle
Well,
of the city changing
Well, is
tracks.
the criticism is that they have slowed it down and made it look janky? Is that
that's what he seems to be saying, but he's trying to come up with a reason.
He's saying that it doesn't look like they did it because it was moving too fast. It might just be just the quality of the animation. It was going to be that kind of no matter what. He's assigning a reason to it.
He thinks that it looks weird, and he's come up with a guess as to why it looks weird when it could just be that the train was moving slow.
But unless they,
I got it.
Well,
so
if
you
the criticism
wanna,
is that it has looked weird,
if you want to pull
does
up
it
the
look
stream,
weird?
I've got the actual moment. So
let's see. Yeah, let me click on it.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's the train or if it's just a shot. I think it might be that the train is off. He might be right. The speed of the train is irrelevant. Like, as in, moving that fast is plenty of reasons it would be doing that. As to the FPS of the train versus the rest of the area.
I don't feel strongly. I'd have to get my own file out.
Yeah,
here.
same. I can't tell.
Yeah.
Well, so what do we do?
Is he removing a point for it being bad? Is that what he does?
Well, I mean, he said we do wins here, but you know, but so let's, I guess, see what he says at the end of this.
Assuming that no one would ever notice, or it's just a full CG insert. The thing has always been used to show the
Wait,
depth
gave
of
it a
shot,
win.
so they slowed it and only it down, correctly assuming that no one would ever notice, or it's just a full CG insert.
I mean,
so if it is a full CG insert, then they wouldn't. Yeah,
Well,
what do you do?
It's not a win,
checked.
whatever it is.
It's definitely not a win. I just checked the shot, and the train is slowing to a stop. So it's not that it's moving out of the way. The reason it's going slowly is because it is stopping.
It's using its brakes.
Yeah. As for why, like, does the visual effect look jank? I wouldn't have said so.
If you slow it down, it looks like it kind of has the blur built into it, so to speak. Because it's not moving fast enough to be blurry, but you could see in the stills that it is a little blurry as it moves. But he says the reason for that is because it looks like it's stop motion, and they made it too fast. They made the train go too fast originally, like that was a mistake, and then they slowed it down while still having the blur effect on it.
I mean,
I don't actually know.
I'm willing to settle on a -1 for this.
So definitely when you go looking for stuff.
I don't even know how to score it because as far as I can see, I don't. It doesn't look that janky to me to begin with.
Well, there's elements to this. I think he hasn't even proven what he's trying to show. This is a weirdly specific thing, considering he doesn't even catch the broad things. Then the fact that this is supposed to be a celebration of the film, and he's doing a sin, but then gives it a win, is very confusing.
That's at least a -1. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of that considered, I think we can average out to let's just do a -1 and we'll move on because this is confusing.
Other stuff pops out to you like this train
sure.
that appears to be moving in stop motion. My guess is that it was moving too fast for the shot, so they slowed it and only it down, correctly assuming that no one would ever notice, or it's just a full CG insert.
Well, you can't say correctly assuming no one would ever notice as you notice it. It's not. Can't really say that.
The thing has always been used
-3.
Dang.
The downsides of superheroing, even while being dope, but trying to use the phone is a great example.
Being dope?
Even while being dope?
So he is used to show the downsides of superhero characters, even though he himself is a cool character.
Even though he's cool.
And using the phone because he fails is to try and prove the first point, which is an observation and not an insight. Is it though?
Because obviously we can do the work to make this a point. The point is, for as cool as the thing is, being the thing seriously inhibits his ability to be a normal person and live in the real world. Which it's like, yeah, it's cool, and it means he can do cool things and he can be a hero, but at the same time, life is made more difficult for him. But like I said that.
Yeah,
Like,
this
he
is
didn't say
impossible
that.
to miss in the movie. Like, you cannot watch this movie and come away with any other impression of the character because they stress it over and over again. It's kind of
This
that
probably
character's
is zero.
entire thematic journey. So he's just describing what the movie's showing.
Yeah, especially with his
look,
especially with his reaction here, it's pretty clear what's trying to be conveyed.
I'm sorry. Like I have to do it. The fingers you have used to dial are too fat.
It's
That's a Simpsons reference that I got.
It is an excellent
Oh,
fucking
yes,
moment of
I'm
Simpsons.
glad, man. Dude, the part where the part with the ice cream truck falls up. It's like, hey, you're gonna let me in? I'm gonna go on the plane today. Like the guy just take everything. Just take what you want. He's so terrified.
I just love the boo boo. It's such an icon.
Yeah,
him wearing
it's
the
great.
boo boo.
He jumps into the car and the tires immediately deflate. And then the part where he pulls up in the ice cream truck at the power plant, and if you guys run away and jump on it, and then literally driving around the side of the power plant, they're like, "Can I get like a caramel?" Oh, sorry.
Even while being dope, but trying to use the phone is a great example.
I got a surprise for you.
Now that's love. She's just out in the streets in her surprise.
It looks like a decently standard night attire.
It's nightwear, yeah. Like I don't know, yeah.
0.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in her
Yeah, 0.
surprise.
Let me explain.
Don't touch me!
Debs!
Boo, Deb, ice cold. But her terrible reaction adds to the thing's loneliness, thus deepening his character development or whatever.
Oh, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
Bro.
I thought you were meant to be Mr. Positive Man.
This
You're
hurts.
just like, oh yeah, no, I guess her being mean, yeah, no, it's meant to make him sad. I guess that's what they're doing with him, or something like that.
It did some character-related shit. I don't know.
Man.
Imagine saying this about like Uncle Ben. Like,
Yeah.
I guess he dies and Peter's upset. I don't know, whatever.
Or something. Yeah, I guess
man,
this will probably we'll
this,
cash this check later. I guess.
This -1.
Yeah, I feel like it's a 0, but it's his phrasing.
The whatever.
The negative
The
one.
It's almost
whatever.
dismissive. Yeah, like this
It
is such
is.
a tragic moment for him, and he's like, "Oh, whatever, get over it, pussy."
Do you guys see, this is, there's plenty of examples in this video, but this is kind of like a good example of why inauthentic praise, it's just, you might as well like not even do it. Like it's not, why bother?
This doesn't help
like,
anything with anybody anywhere. It's
if
useless.
you don't like it and you're not interested, that's fine. That's okay. You don't need to be positive about something that you're not that interested in. It's okay.
Yeah, and he's going to finish up with saying she could have been hit by the car to solidify the point.
She could have been hit by this
negative
car
one.
to really
That's a bit
funny.
unhinged.
Wait,
In fact, I would say
point.
That's a bit unhinged.
What point? That's a good question.
I mean, I would have
The
said
point that
that if
she's
she
mean?
was, well, I would have said that if she, while fleeing from him in terror, was struck by a car, that would be extra tragedy because he unwittingly, and through no fault of his own, because of her visceral reaction, he got her harmed, a person that he cares about. Which it's a double tragic thing to have happen. The fact that he's fleeing and was harmed by him.
And that's a contention,
But
but then
alright.
I think the problem is, so imagining that scene where she turns around, she runs across the road, she does get hit by the taxi. I think it might weirdly have been kind of comedic, and that it's such a dramatic escalation, and framed so like bizarrely, normally almost. But then if you did that,
Depends on the
you've
shot.
kind of
yeah.
left you nowhere really to go with the character. You wouldn't then get the wedding ring scene, which I think we all agreed was, probably one of the strongest scenes in the entire movie, unless like he tried to pick it up off her finger when she was dead. I mean, you could have rewritten it into the movie, but as it is, as he's presented it, you would lose one particularly strong scene for dramatically upping the stakes before the movie's necessarily ready to do that. I think that would have been a bad narrative decision.
Yeah, there's definitely alternatives that they could have done to really heighten the tragedy, and they would have had to be careful with it because obviously if they would have kept that shot and then her getting hit by the car, it might have come across as comedic because of the framing and whatnot. But obviously they would have not had that be the framing of the shot if they were going for something that's supposed to be tragic. They probably wouldn't have even showed it. They would have had Ben's reaction to it.
So what are we settling on here, I think?
I think it's a -1.
I think so too.
I think the whatever sealed the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Cinema
I
wins.
took
How
away
could
the
you be
point.
so mean?
Development or whatever. I just think she could have been hit by this car to really solidify the point. Fun fact, the Brooklyn Bridge was made so there could be a set piece for the first Spider-Man movie, and since it was just left up, the director of Fantastic Four decided to use it too. None of that is true, but what's it like to live where all the superheroes do stuff, New Yorkers?
Zero.
Well, the only city in the galaxy.
It is annoying. It is an annoying aspect of, well, Marvel in particular, because I guess DC's got other cities at least, and they're not, you know, because you got Metropolis and Gotham and Central City and Coast City. Those names. It is a bit of a problem in Marvel movies how much everything takes place in New York. It's like, dude, there's just New York and occasionally Los Angeles, maybe Miami.
It is funny
every
how it's
now
like
and then.
Earth is so fucking important in the universe. It's like Earth, more like New York.
Yeah, and not even all of New York, just like New York City, not even Albany.
Yeah.
They didn't go there to get those steamed hams. So look, Simpsons. The Simpsons. There was a reference under all circumstances for all things.
Even I know that one. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That was a good meme cycle.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the meme should not overshadow that steamed hams is like fucking brilliant. It's like
really
what
good.
50 amazing jokes. Like I don't know why, but the whole you call them steamed hams despite the fact that they're obviously grilled. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's like one of the funniest lines. And it's just
Mind the fact they're obviously grilled.
That's your Chalmers voice. Okay.
Give me yours.
Right? I commend him for that. Oh my god.
Yeah. Put up your Dukes. Put up your Chalmers Dukes.
They call them steamed hams, despite the fact that they're obviously grilled.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's yes, I would say that he beat you, Rags.
On my casual, tossing out of that line. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
that's right. Look, all right, you got to be prepared for that when you do it, even if it is sort of off the cuff and you're not super familiar with the character.
And also, I haven't seen the scene in a while, but yes.
Oh my god! Well, yeah, okay. Look, I was going to bat for you, but then you added an extra that made it more awkward. You seemed a little bit big mad about.
No. I'm glad we found an impression he could do.
Ooh, Muller, you gonna take that? The implication that you're not very good at impressions, and that was one that you could do, not like the other ones.
Yeah, do Victor Von Doom from Fantastic Four 2005.
I don't even. What is his voice like?
He's got a very distinct villain voice, so you could say it. Yeah.
Watch me. I mean, what else have we got? Like, what's another one of his lines?
What's another one? He said something in front of the mirror. You're gonna shoot me from my right side.
Oh yeah, shoot me from my left side. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or he turns to Midnight Mass and he says, "Oh, because I could have anyone in the world," or something like, because I could have any other woman in the world. Yeah, he says something like that.
He is Australian, so you could do, "Oi, Mr. Prime Minister!" And in fact, it's more apt because his dad was a Prime Minister of Australia. Did you know that?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
A Prime Minister. Not a particularly notable one or remembered one. He wasn't in for very long, but his dad was a Prime Minister.
Interesting.
His name wasn't Andy though, so it doesn't quite work on that front. But yes,
Andy Doom.
Andy
Von Doom.
But again, it's
Andy Von Doom. Interesting.
Yeah.
All the superheroes do stuff, New Yorkers. In 2005, the practical suit was still the best option available, and while Chickless hated it, obviously, it still looks amazing to me. What?
I don't know why you're saying like the best
why
option available. I mean,
why?
You should be going about. It's good. It's like a good.
It is good.
It's a good prosthetic.
Just tell me why. You got to talk about the way the artists have created a sense of depth, about the lumpiness, despite the fact that he's a man with some prosthetics on. They've managed to make you kind of think that it is a series of rocks that are connected in all different kinds of ways. And then whenever he does any kind of small movement, the sound department added the grinding of stone to make it feel more like he's heavy and he's got all these pieces together. The thump, thump, thump whenever he walks. Because it's obviously just a fucking plasticky suit. Tell me these things instead of just going, it's pretty good, man. It's good.
Show some behind the scenes of him getting the makeup and that look on his face because he hates it so much.
Exactly.
You know?
People have kind of noted it, but something that does bother me is the way that he described it as being their best option, like the best that they could do at the time.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, I think that this suit is better than both of the like CGI versions of the thing that we've gotten. Obviously, the more recent one was an improvement compared to the Fans 4-stick one. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm like kind of a fan of this prosthetic.
I like this one a lot as well.
It aids the performance.
I like it quite a
the
bit.
suit being large and unwieldy and unpleasant to wear is what the character and the actor are both going through. So it helps sort of the movements being difficult make it more believable as a performance.
Stop analyzing. Gross.
I
We don't do
know,
that
I
here.
But what if he said it looked good?
Yeah. There you go.
Get fucked. I like it.
Ever see a man made of rocks? Prove this isn't exactly what it would look like. The scraping sound of rock on rock.
Take it easy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Why does he find a way to just say the worst version of an interesting thing? It's like, God. Ugh. Those bat and zeros on both of those, right? Because he keeps waiting until they make it explicit and then he says the thing.
Yeah, if he combined them, it might have been one, but he did, yeah.
No, don't go out there.
Pretty great distraction technique. The guy might be backing up into danger, but at least he's not harming himself.
Distraction tech? I guess that's a joke.
I think
like
he's
doing
joke.
something dangerous, but he's not hurting himself actively,
Like,
which is
he's
an
making him
improvement.
back up and he's not going to kill himself, you know? But I mean,
But it's I
look
think
at this. Like, look at where he's ended up.
I think that's the joke, so it's just a 0.
0 points.
Yes, this is incredible. This is what we're here for. And the mix of practical and digital visual effects still work.
Why and how?
Yeah, he doesn't tell us why.
Hold up, isn't that entirely practical? What's CG? Or did he say visual effects or did he say computer generated?
There would have to.
There's
to
probably
be,
some
like,
goo on there.
He wasn't standing there like on the like. They would have had to have combined it in some way there, because he's not standing there obviously like in real life.
Sure, but does compositing shot because compositing shots is not.
I know what you're getting at.
Spirit.
Like,
it's in the
I know what
spirit
you're getting
of
at.
the statement.
It's like it's visual effects technically, but like it's not what you think about when you think of visual effects.
Sure,
like,
yeah,
we put a character
like he's
here
saying,
in place.
We take
rod or something.
a bunch of practical stuff, put it all into the computer, and combine it to make it look like this. So it's like digital and practical working in harmony, which I get. But again, he's not explaining any of this, not talking about any of the process. And if you looked into it with any kind of interest, you could probably find a behind the scenes of them constructing this or talking about this. But no, nothing.
But he didn't do good enough.
Could you at
so
least
it's a
watch
0.
the audio commentary and tell us some fun facts? Go to the trivia page. Anything. Go watch
he did
top
that
10 things you missed about
too.
Fantastic Four 2005.
He did it for Puss in Boots too, but this time he was like, nah, I couldn't be fucked.
This is what we're here for. And the mix of
This
practical
is a 0, right? Because this is just yes.
Yes, this is 0. This
and
is
digital
0.
visual effects still work.
Calm down.
Yeah, looks good.
You want to be scared? Fine.
Ben's frustration is totally warranted here. Not only did he just save this dude's life twice, but he's still getting used to how he looks himself. Makes sense he's a tad spicy.
Yes,
0.
it does.
Yeah, that's the scene. That's what happens.
I'd be big mad if I saved someone and they were like, oh, I'm running away. Oh, yeah, 0 points.
I'm like somewhere between 0 and 1, just because it's the most basic possible observation ever that's all explicit in the scene. It's like,
I think it's too explicit. It's just an observation. There's no analysis.
Yeah, I understand your urge to give him something, but I think it's a 0.
Yeah, you'd want to go further. You want to go more. I think
you know
too
what?
descriptive.
I actually think he's not giving the citizen his due. This is a horrifying situation, series of events. You have no idea what you're supposed to be doing about any of this. So it kind of the part of what's good about this is the guy's reaction is kind of fair, but so is the things, and it's good conflict. So yeah, I agree. 0.
It's yet another.
Yeah, 0.
I say like it's yet another misunderstanding. It's another jumping to conclusions and judging a book, but it's not understandable.
But he's still getting used to how he looks himself. Makes sense he's a tad spicy.
Wow, you've been working out.
Shut up.
Now he notices. But sure, Jessica Alba's workout routine.
Excuse me.
I don't think he's seen her like this yet.
I mean, she's borderline naked in front of him. He's probably going to see something. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't seen her this unclothed yet.
I guess just a meme, so 0.
I don't want to sound like a creep, but I think most of us would recognize a naked person brushing past us. Not saying anything can be done about it, just pointing out that kind of like how your tongue knows exactly how every surface feels, even without licking it. Seriously, think about it. You ever lick the back of your phone? No, but you know what it'd feel like, don't you?
What the fuck is he talking about?
I think he's lost his mind.
He might be going slightly insane.
There's an aura around naked people.
Well, some
you
of
would
us,
notice
but
someone who was invisible walked past you. Okay. What?
Why don't you say nothing? You don't have to say
you'd notice if a naked person walked past you, but if she was invisible, then you wouldn't know.
It was a clothed naked person. Frodo had brushed by you. It was like, oh, that person's wearing clothes.
Oh, is he saying that this only happens if you're naked?
I don't know. He's saying that you would definitely know if a naked person had brushed by you, which in this situation, I don't think you would. You will have probably assumed that somebody had bumped into you and you just weren't looking that way or didn't notice, or it was a kid or something. You wouldn't assume, oh, there's an invisible person who's trying to get through this crowd.
Invisible naked person. Like all the people in that crowd can just sniff the air and say boobs.
What's the
and they
aura?
know.
You could feel it. The naked person is aura farming while invisible.
This is
I mean,
weird.
some people certainly have an aura around them.
This is definitely at least a peepo sauce.
This is a peepo sauce.
Peepo sauce just on principle.
This is at least a peepo sauce.
There's a definite
minus
I already
one,
has.
at least.
He already. I think he has a peepo sauce.
Well,
they give him 2 more, so he keeps one.
Oh my goodness! We'll just take away the point. But I think he already has a peepo sus. I've got it here and I haven't erased it, so
that's a -1 then. Okay.
Yeah, let me delete the peepo sus, and instead he exchanges it for -1.
Aura around naked people, or maybe it's just the jiggly and dangly bits.
Bro, can you just talk about the fucking movie? Holy shit.
She's not going around invisibly slapping people with her boobs. That's not what's happening.
She's got a bra. Well, okay, she was fully naked at that point, but still.
Why is that where his mind went? Why?
I don't know. There's nothing else he could say, I guess.
Thinking about Susan Storm, naked.
He's gonna get his jabs in later, but his initial reaction is only sympathy for Ben. That don't.
What? But that's just the movie.
That matches. Yeah, that's just matching his character and what we have seen so far.
Oh my god, 0 again.
But his initial reaction is only sympathy for Ben. That Dalmatian covering its face is something else.
You're trying my patience at this point.
I really want to start giving -1s for 0s instead.
Because... I know what you mean.
No, we can't. We have to hold strong.
Hold strong.
Hold the line.
Sue went from having the superpower no one can admit to wanting, at least according to Freddie Freeman, to having the most potent power on the team.
Do people say that no one would want to be invisible?
According to
Freddie
Freeman.
I thought one of the famous...
Some guy.
Just memes.
Okay, well...
I mean, the thing is that if you were, I mean, the force fields are the most powerful ability. Yep, you've noticed that. Yep, and then you gave it a point, which means you get no points because that's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
On the team.
Because I think even Sins was able to point out like the nature of the reveal and how it surprised her and stuff like that, and how it's.
But he gave it a negative, I think.
Yeah, but at least
we said that. We said that was the explanation. He just said like, "Why would it? This is convenient." I think. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, and then I
can't remember what we.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. You're right. He
just
said it was convenient, and then we explained it. He did a very bad job.
Remember, he was horrible.
He did a very bad job.
Angle shot of the ladder extending and then flipping the guy over. Absolute nightmare material.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah, it's probably spooky. It's probably really scary there.
Record, Reed's powers would freak me out way more than a guy who's just rock. Like, the thing looks scary, but everyone is just being bigoted towards his appearance. Reed is no longer human.
Bro, what?
What? But he obviously is.
It's reasonable.
His arms.
It's unreasonable to be mean to Ben, the giant rock man, but it's totally reasonable to be a dick to Reed. Like, because he looks...
At least he's not... So if he was Stretchy Rock, he'd be more human? What? I don't even know what that means. Because I look at Reed Richards. If Reed Richards stretches, he's obviously more human looking than the Thing. Because the Thing's a rock guy.
I don't know what this is. Just retarded. Everyone is going to react weirdly to both of them, right? That's just that's the way it'll work.
Does he lose a point for this, or is this what's going on here?
Is it retarded enough to be -2?
Reed's powers would freak me out way more than the guy. I guess it's subjective. He's saying it would freak me out way more. Yeah.
And then he said he's not a human.
Well, and everyone's being bigoted toward the Thing's appearance. I don't think that's even really fair to humans. Like, you probably should have some level of like, there's a giant rock man in front of me.
You shouldn't instantly assume this is a human like you and I. This is like clearly an odd thing. This is not usual. This is weird. I should be wary of this monstrous creature. Very strange.
-1. -1. He says Reed's not a human. That's just like weird.
Yeah. Very strange.
Towards his appearance, Reed is no longer human. Firefighters are awesome.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What, you think you get points for saying that?
Oh, it feels good that the Thing is being celebrated for doing something heroic. Cool. 0. Moving on.
I never really liked Andrea, and as much as I thought
you never really liked her. She's been on screen
never really
for 5
liked her?
seconds. This long journey we've had with Ed. Like, oh wait, Andrea. So is he referring to The Walking Dead as opposed to her in this movie?
Referring to the Walking Dead character.
But like, what relevance is that?
Yeah, you look at the face and you think, hey, I remember not liking you in another unrelated property. -1.
Oh, he's saying it's the reverse. Skill? That he didn't like her as a result of this film.
He said, he said
I can assure you, Cinema Wins, Andrea is foul in The Walking Dead well enough on her own. She's so fucking annoying, and when she died, it was great.
Oh my god!
Sorry, I have some residual hatred for Walking Dead just in general.
When did you stop watching The Walking Dead?
That's just because of the leftover drama.
How much did you watch of that?
I know I watched all the Governor's arc, but I didn't get to Negan, so I think I got through seasons 1 through 4. I think, and I got the controversial opinion that I think it's all a shit show. Not that season 1 is great and the rest sucks.
Yeah, but
episode 1 I think is good.
Like bad, or?
Maybe episode like 1, 2, 3 or something, but season 1 falls off pretty quickly, and then the rest of it is just fucking awful. I can't believe
now it's gotten to the point that people think season 2 is like actually great.
That's insanity. Season 2 is so fucking bad. The stupid farm, whatever. And what sucks too is I like a lot of the actors, and I like a lot of what they were gonna do with the characters. I like Dale. I like Herschel. I like obviously. All the main cast for the most part, pretty much all of them. But just the writing's so fucking horrible.
They get their moments across sort of season 2, but it is they are packaged in something which is not as great as I think the moments would suggest. It's less than the sum of its parts in a way. There was when I was at uni, I think The Walking Dead was on. I can't remember which season it was by that point. Some woman came in because a company was doing product testing for a Walking Dead app where you had to guess, what was the thing? You had to guess the number of zombies each character would kill in the show. And it was the most asinine, pointless fucking thing in the world. And I didn't like the show by that point. So she came in and said, so which character is your favorite? It's like, none of them. Okay, but if you had a favorite character, I don't. Okay, but just for the purposes of this test, tell me that you like The Walking Dead, and now tell me which character will kill the most zombies. And in the entire episode, no zombies died. Which I felt was like, well, why are you making this app? What's the point in the app? Why do people have fun with this? I'm not. Why are you guessing how many fucking non-entity zombie creatures are being killed by a non-entity character at this point?
I was watching Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and Walking Dead all at once. Can you imagine that? For anybody who knows, 2 of those shows at their prime are like top fucking tier. One of them less so. So.
But it was the most popular of them. Game of Thrones was. I'm not sure, because Walking Dead at its peak was like the most popular show on cable television.
Super popular.
It was massively popular.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but I mean, in any case, they both fell off, didn't they? In terms of popularity, nobody talks about them anymore. Thinks about them.
Walking Dead and
and Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones is House of the Dragon is that's there's that. But
which Gary was saying we're not getting the next season of that until possibly 2027. I was like,
and we need to normalize television shows having one season a year. That'd be nice if we could get back to that.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, okay, 5 episodes. You're like, no, like we could...
What 5 episodes? That's how many you do already. Like it's not. Let's get back to 22 episodes. Well, maybe not. That might be a little bit unreasonable.
I prefer the olden times. They were better. Just quick update. How are we doing on Wins' score?
Well, the score right now is -11.
Oh,
so he is not. He's not been climbing.
Wins.
He's actually been kind of fallen.
We're in dangerous territory. He could catch up to Sid. It's possible.
You know what I find really
unfortunately you're correct.
I think what we're realizing maybe is that when they actually encounter like a mid-movie, both systems collapse.
But they don't have to. Like
they don't have to. There's no reason why that should be the case, but it really does seem because Cinema Sins kind of did all right in some respect with Multiverse of Madness, but like that kind of makes sense because it's a really bad film. There's a lot wrong with it. And then Cinema wins just by virtue of Puss in Boots 2 being a really good movie, even though like he was terrible at praising it. It's like, well, yeah, but you're gonna anyway. It's an easy film to praise ultimately, but when it's a mid film. I don't know, because both of them have been doing a horrible job. I'm shocked. I'm kind of a little bit stunned by how badly they're doing.
For reference, -11 is where we're at now with wins. We're less than halfway through the video. -11 is where Sins finished Puss in Boots on. So that's the kind of quality that we're talking about here.
You say wins ended with that? With
Sins finished Puss in Boots at -11. Wins finished with +11.
Oh, so he's at where that's where he's now. Oh yeah, you're right.
Basically, Cinema Wins is doing a worse job praising Fantastic Four 2005 than Sins did criticizing Puss in Boots.
Well, we soldier on.
I think it was just leftover trauma from this movie. And not many people know this, but apparently right after, Deb died. Yeah, just died. Full on dead. Totally dead. And nobody cared because she sucked. Which works out because now she's dead.
Mr. Positive Man right here.
Walking Dead reference, I'm guessing?
He's just saying that like he doesn't like this character, that's all.
Yeah, she's a bad lady.
I really do appreciate that this film addresses some of the realities of having powers. Do I wish it also answered Brody's question to Stan Lee about the Thing and Reed? Yeah.
Oh my god.
No. That's one of the.
This was your layup.
This little moment is one of the best superhero things. Like
you fumbled the easiest +3 points in this film.
Yeah, you can talk for ages. This is the big one. It's so much to say about Ben and Reed, about the Thing, about what it's done, the personal versus the the hero, and then what it means to be the Fantastic Four. Like you fucked all of it, dude.
Can this be an example where saying nothing about a really interesting scene loses some points just because? It's so...
This is catastrophic.
Peepo sauce? Peepo sauce? Or are we saying it's a lot worse than that?
Honestly, the truth is that he's probably scored like a half point by saying, I appreciate the film addresses realities of having powers, but the score on the table, as we just said, is like a 3 Peepo glad,
Yeah, that misses the huge, the big meat of this scene, and why it's like this tiny little moment is really it's like a really excellent part of the film.
This is like having a time machine and investing in Google stock in like 2021. It's like, yeah, I guess you made some money, but like, why did you go back way further in time?
Even the point he's correct about is once again just describing something the movie basically hits you over the head with repeatedly. Like it's not an observation. It's not even a 0.5 positive, and it's at best it's 0, and that's if we're sticking to rules which are far too kind to him.
I'd give a 0, but I know my emotionalisms want to give him more negative number. What's everyone thinking?
I'm thinking I hate him.
Yep.
We could give him a Peepo sauce.
But, whatever negative you could choose, you need to tell me why it's a negative outside. Because missed opportunity, we don't usually
It is
take points away.
technically a missed opportunity.
If it were missed opportunity, it'd be
I know.
negative 10,000 by now.
That's true. You're probably
This
right.
is technically a missed opportunity. It's as if he had said
Technically?
nothing, essentially. Literally.
Given the scale of the opportunity that he missed and the manner in which he missed it, is that an argument for a negative 3 and a People Sus?
That's just why it feels so bad.
I mean, if are we saying, because I know chat want us to, but are we saying that this is an incredibly unique situation of missed opportunity? Like, it's catastrophic, it's so enormous, and it's like one of the main things everyone references about this film. It's your main opportunity to talk about what works about the film, and you're a Cinema Win channel. Do we think that earns a negative 1?
I mean, I wanted to, but then again, we would be applying it in this instance and not in previous ones where the same point could have been made. It pains me massively to say that it's a 0, but for the name of consistency, it probably, because it is addressing the realities of having powers. It's the absolute least you can say, and it's just a description of what the overall movie is doing. It kind of makes you wonder whether, if asked, he could identify any of the stuff correctly about what's happening in the scene, but as he hasn't misidentified it, it's probably a 0, and I hate it.
Yeah, I'm going 0, but it tastes terrible.
All right, 0. Yeah. I can't believe it, but yeah. That he did this, I mean.
He
this,
gets a 0 on this.
This was the one that I think we all expected him to be able to mine a few points out of, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Realities of having powers. Do I wish it also answered Brody's questions to Stan Lee about the Thing and Reed? Yeah, I do.
It's kind of weird that you look at that scene and his commentary is basically, yeah, see, he can't pick up the ring because his fingers are too big. Okay.
Where are your ears?
Ha! He's such a jerk, but also valid question.
Nothing.
Fantastic. Nothing.
Cool. No appropriate reaction. Imagine getting named after comic book superheroes.
Nothing.
Classic dolly zoom that adds a little something extra to the why would you do that to Norman Osborn, Thaddeus Savannah, or a guy with the last name of Doom scene unless you wanted to die.
What?
That's making me think Peepo Glad.
Yeah, it's like, at least he's noticed there's a camera trick happening that does enhance something, and he's labeled it something. Like, I do think he gets something for that.
He's identified what's happened and why. So, minimum Peepo Glad.
Yep, I'll give him a Peepo Glad. Sure. He's got the Peepo Glad token. Yeah, it's fair.
Don't do drugs.
I'm gonna bet that after that they either never did drugs for their entire lives or immediately needed drugs.
Joke? Nothing?
Nothing.
Stan Lee is always a win.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'll take the stairs.
Aw, poor guy. But seriously, what do we think is going on downstairs? 5 fingers turned into 4.
Why? Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
Or he's got no ears. I feel like it's a fair question.
Come on.
0.
I feel like I thinks this is cool.
No, I also do, and thank goodness for Johnny, because everyone else is a wet blanket so far.
You said his powers should have the reaction of, like, gross earlier, just as much as Reed's. But now, what, I don't know.
Was that -1 for hypocrisy then?
I think I'm just feeling frustrated. Like, that's probably a 0 again.
I'm feeling neutral.
Batting this many zeros in a row is fucking lame, dude.
Is it a misapprehension of character to say they're just being wet blankets about their powers when, as the movie itself goes to great pains to point out, in about 5 seconds' time, they have really, really good reasons to be scared by this?
That's what you do to get a point. As far as whether or not missing that or how, I don't think that's contradictory enough to get a -1. He says it's gross, but that was on the door thing. I don't think it was like an intense gross feeling. But yeah, I think I'm neutral on this. It's because he's like, yeah, but there's a reason they have this attitude, you know? I think that's what needs to be pointed out. And that's what he could do, but he hasn't. He's like, yeah, there's obviously Susan and Reed, you know, here's why they feel about it. Here's a way to contrast that with how Johnny's attitude is and the setup for how this could be a problem later, especially as far as, you know, Ben's concerned. But this is just too descriptive. See, everyone's kind of a wet blanket. Yeah, kind of. There's a reason for that. I don't really understand what's going on, but look what Ben's going through. But yeah, neutral?
I'm pretty much on neutral.
Okay.
Goodness for Johnny, because everyone else is a wet blanket so far.
Is there a problem?
No. No problem, Ben.
This moment is surprisingly well done. Doom doesn't seem to calm down because Ben is scary, almost like his sympathy and a touch of guilt for Ben snaps back his humanity. Nice subtlety in Julian McMahon's performance.
Is that what's happening?
If it were what was happening, that would be a point, but I'm not 100% sure that is what's happening. I thought the point of this was Doom realizing if ever he's going to be able to get what he wants, he's going to have to deal with Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which read is...
I can see why he has that read. Oh, for fuck's sake, fucking accidental puns again. Yeah, I can see why he has that interpretation, I guess. But yeah, when I watched the scene, I was thinking the same as you guys.
It's not a bad thought, though. It's not an unreasonable thing based off the performance and the, seeing... because the first time he sees Ben like this, really, especially in person, it's not an unreasonable read. I could give him a Peepo Glad or maybe a +1 for this, because that's a decent amount of insightfulness, and it's not it's not.
I mean, is it supported by the rest of the film? Given that his sole interest in Ben going forward is he sees him as the weak point to exploit because he's seen how horrifying he looks, and that is the weakness he can be appealed to. Would it not be more reasonable to infer that the beginnings of this are forming in his mind at this time?
I would say that the film is it leans more towards he sees Ben as he's a bit sad because there's an obstacle here that he's going to have to account for. But just the fact that and maybe it's because the bar has been set quite low, but the idea that he interprets the scene as that is something. And then sort of describes it with some level of detail. I think that's
we have sort of been reduced to the point where him attempting to have any insight at all is a positive. It's a positive thing.
It's fascinating to hear him say, something analytic. It's almost like I want to give him a point for it, which is almost like a reverse bias. But I would personally, I'm going to settle on Peepo Glad, but up to you guys.
I'm happy with the Glad.
Well, that means he's got a Peepo Glad, so that means he actually gets a point.
Good for him.
How incredible. You've done it. You cashed in your Peepo chips, and you got a point.
Sympathy and a touch of guilt for Ben snaps back his humanity. Nice subtlety in Julian McMahon's performance. Yep.
His internal
Nothing.
organs are completely solid.
Okay. Genuinely bananas, and I have so many questions, mainly about his external organs. Sorry, I promised.
Yeah, you're obsessed with his cock. I got it. 0.
Weird. Yeah, the boob and cock thing are kind of weird.
It's probably not.
How bad is it? I used to smoke.
He did. Cigars back in the day.
Can you remember?
To bring in a bit of old meta information that may reference to. It could be. That's something.
It's trivia. It doesn't have anything to do with the film, though.
Yeah.
Except in identifying that it's an inside joke that's being told.
I'm not even sure
it counts as a.
I took it as it's like a bit of humor with how doctor's visits work, right? Like when a person
that's my take
panically says information because they wonder if that has anything to do with it, when this is comical because him smoking has nothing to do with him being a rock person. So. But it's like, no, meta reference. Like, I don't think it was a meta reference even. Obviously, his praise of it is, but,
If he would have said both, then that would have been, better.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of, why specifically he gave it the win, he is just identifying that it's either a joke or a reference. So that would be a 0.
I think it's a 0, yeah.
Fair.
Remember your exact emotions on the bridge.
Anger, rage, frustration.
It really is clueless.
Yeah, that's the point of the scene.
Yeah, because when she says frustration, she looks right at him and gives him that expression.
Obviously, the analysis would be, why was she feeling all of those things on the bridge, and how is it that he hasn't noticed, and that matches both of their characters and how their relationship is developing. You could talk about all that, but nope, never mind.
Yeah.
A genuine spit take watching this. The timing is perfect.
Really?
I mean,
All right.
Perfect. It's almost Muppet-like.
Oh, no, you can get arrested for saying that now.
Zero.
Muppet-like
He is
is
zero.
offensive.
Yeah.
But you could set fire to Earth's atmosphere and destroy all human life as we know it.
Got it. Supernova. Bad.
He may be an idiot who doesn't understand anything, but at least he's a fast learner.
Hero.
Whoa, Johnny. Calling Johnny
actually,
an idiot who doesn't understand anything. I take offense to that.
Yeah, his thing is recklessness, not understanding the situation.
Johnny's like a NASA pilot. He is a smart guy.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to space.
I'm so used to zeros that
He went to space.
That's a -1, I think, isn't it?
I think so.
It's gotta be, yeah.
If he had said that about a more like a very important character trait from it, -1. I think that is not fair to Johnny.
He's completely brushed over the question of whether the titanium box is only made of titanium.
He didn't even go
It's just-
True.
There's so
What
much
is this
that we discovered. There's so
crap
much analysis
video?
that could have
I
been had
swear to
there.
God, if he goes over the toilet
We
paper
get to
without
the
even mentioning
toilet?
it,
Yep.
holy shit.
Oh boy, I'll have words for him.
Are you kidding?
No. Kinda throws a new light on his doofusness if this is his perception. Also, I'm 99% here for the classic Marvel characters, but a solid 1% here for the drama.
First off, I fucking hate the fake ass laughs that is just
Yeah, they
peppered
suck,
throughout
but,
these videos. It actually sucks and it's mega cringe. But also, the 1%, the drama is the characters.
I don't know what he means
what
by
a
this.
weird
Like,
thing to say.
I'm more here for the characters than I am for the drama. It's like, what do you think the drama is
he's here-
comprised of?
Is he saying I'm here to see their powers and costumes?
I wouldn't
and
be
not like
surprised
their
if-
interpersonal relationship?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's all
aspects?
he's after. I'm sure he thinks Deadpool & Wolverine was the greatest film ever made, so that kind of thing. It's so this is just nothing?
I guess it's nothing, but it's just sad.
Yeah.
Solid
In
1%.
in the previous video, I stated that Cinema Wins feels like he cares more about what he's saying than Cinema Sins. I'd like to reverse my opinion.
Is it because on the surface you might still be able to conclude that, but you start to believe like all of this is fake delivery, versus Sins that's more genuine, it's just monotonous? Like, as in, he does feel what he's feeling, it just doesn't... Because, you know, Win seems to have more variation in the way that he says stuff, but a lot of this feels so inauthentic.
Yeah, this feels like someone is trying to trying really painfully, blatantly hard to convince you that they care about something, which just makes me go, you fucking don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Here for the drama.
Did you feel anything when I left? Do you feel anything right now?
Just like pure misread of the situation from everyone involved, which is about as real as it gets.
What is he saying?
He's just saying that they've
pure-
both not understood what happened between each other, and it's caused them to be separated. There's something there.
Is there enough to get him
people glad
points? Yeah, okay.
All right.
People glad.
We'll give him that.
Sure, it's something. He gets a little
It's
something.
a little
yeah,
something.
it's like you sort of kind of identified there's like 1% drama, which is also known as like character stuff, but okay.
I look forward to a Doom movie where it's armor, not metal skin, but I gotta admit, this looks cool. You know those filthy metal fingers leave the ink pen stinking.
0.
I think I'll get a second opinion.
See, Marvel baddies have always been quipping.
0.
Zero again.
Our uniforms were exposed to the storm, like us.
Honestly, one of the best explanations for a superhero suit adapting with the wearers.
I don't agree.
It's not an explanation. It's not an explanation. It's just the suits like adapts to you. Look.
The suits don't have DNA. The storm altered DNA. How does it alter suits if suits don't have DNA to alter?
Do you think that's a -1? Because he said it's an explanation when
-1
it just
for
categorically
best-
isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't an explanation.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
You guys look like an 80s rock band.
Like Foreigner, Fantastic Halen, Fantastics,
Stop it.
Spandau, Stick
Stop
Ballet,
it.
0.
Fleetwood Fantasmac, you probably get the
Remove 1 point per fucking pun, per band.
I'm sorry, we're not allowed to do that, but I respect the intent.
Earth, Wind, and 4, Rio Speedwagon,
Stop
God, he's
it.
still fucking going.
Andrew Fantastic,
he's saying it.
lol with the puns, people.
Wait, why would it be Duran? It would be Durantastic. Yeah, I don't know.
And chronologically, the next role Marsden would be eyeing would be Lois Lane's fiance.
This is a point. James Mars says Eye's next superhero role, which is a fair little sort of pun for Cyclops, and then he's going to be in a superhero movie. So, it's like, yeah, that's good stuff. That's a point.
I mean, fair. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's good. I didn't catch that or anything.
Though Rebecca and James were both in Lies and Alibis the same year as The Last Stand, so there's some information. Also, my first thought...
I do like how...
That was a 1 point, so...
No, I know, but like, can you see how he almost rates his own analysis? That is information.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it is.
It sure is, buddy.
Most of what you do is just, oh, look, here.
I'm just thinking about... I'm thinking about where he read this from, what list he got that one from.
There's no way people would cover this, but if superheroes were real, they'd be the biggest celebrities on Earth, so it totally checks out.
My first thought is no way people would cover this. Superheroes saving people?
Why would people? Of course they would.
They will cover local man chokes on chips. Like, I think they'll definitely want to cover this.
Local chips choke on man.
Oh my God.
They'll do it all. Oh God. Why do you think that they would? The magazine is called People.
But he moves on to say, no, it does check out because they'd be pretty big. It's like, what a weird zero.
Yeah, but how was it even your first thought? If
I don't know.
He's provided the reason it should not be your first thought.
I don't know. So stupid.
Since Johnny's still getting used to his powers, instead of putting it out, he spreads the fire for a second.
The cosmic...
0.
It's an observation, 0.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an observation.
The fire for a second.
The cosmic rays will travel from this generator to this chamber.
What, no pop-ups?
Ha! I always thought Johnny was just being a jerk again, but he's actually mocking Reed, and more importantly, the movie production for this way over-the-top and pretty unnecessary diagram.
I don't know if it's mocking. He's just being...
I don't even know if it's over the top.
Funny guy.
Pretty... Like, what? Just because it's got the arrows?
How is this over the top?
I don't know. It's showing the direction
I would imagine
that
that
energy is moving in. Yeah.
The cosmic rays follow the... Yeah, you can see the arrows showing how the cosmic rays get from the storm
Couldn't you
generator
easily
to
say
the chamber.
Reed has reduced it to a simplistic understanding?
I'm sure it's more complicated to recreate a retro storm than 2 arrows going counterclockwise.
I don't know, man. Arrows can be
You
pretty wacky.
You just got to rotate it, and then you're good.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sure there were many diagrams along the way in the creation of this. This might just be... Because he didn't build it single-handedly. He had to have, engineers and stuff to help him out.
I think
probably,
this
to
is
make
just...
the metal and source the titanium. This is just probably how it would be. He probably showed this to a bunch of people, especially when he's trying to get permits or whatever.
This is just incorrect analysis, I think. I don't think Johnny is mocking him for his overcomplicated diagram.
Agreed. I don't think he is either. He's just being just his cheeky self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this way over the top and pretty unnecessary diagram. Nope. All the powers...
0, I guess.
Oh, I would have expected him to say, "Oh, this would we kind of all wish we could do this when we're shaving."
Yeah, that would actually make shaving easier.
Yeah, but
yeah,
he said nope, so there you go.
Yeah, you'd say as an inverse to the thing. Well, let's say as an inverse to the thing, they show how his powers, actually allow his life to be better, instead of how Ben's makes his life harder and worse.
Really are on point for the characters too. Almost like the storm amplified what they already had. Guy who wants more power can literally suck up more power now. Reed tries to do everything all the time, so he stretches himself thin. He's also a people pleaser, twisting himself into knots to accommodate. Sue often feels invisible to Reed, both romantically and professionally. Johnny's a hotshot, hothead thrill seeker who can fly while on fire, and Ben was sturdy and dependable. Now he's a rock.
You could...
Finally we did it. Yeah, that might be a 2, I think. Yeah.
I think that's a 2. Good job.
Good job, buddy.
Incredible job. You've done it. Incredible work.
Always move back to Latveria. Start fresh.
A little line for the fans who know Latveria as Dr. Doom's homeland, where he's often the king.
0.
Wait, is he sometimes not the king?
Maybe.
I guess.
Maybe sometimes he's God Emperor, right? God Emperor Doom. Sometimes.
Maybe
sometimes he's just Janitor Doom.
That's not technically king. I presume that God Emperor would still be the head of the executive branch of the Latvian government, but still,
he'd probably be head of all the branches if he was God Emperor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. You could have a God Emperor and still have a parliament, right?
You could, but he would still be the head of it. He'd be in charge because we've had systems where you've had like a king or royalty who would there would be different branches, but he could have like veto power or something like that. But I imagine a God Emperor would be like
that would still make him the head of the executive branch, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I think he'd be the head of all of them.
The president has veto power, but it doesn't make him the head of the legislative branch.
Yeah, he can't veto anything like I think a God Emperor could, who's like actual word.
And so at that point, the separation of powers is probably it's probably a bit silly to be dealing with that.
But for administrative purposes, it's useful to make sure that one person doesn't actually have to do every single little thing in running an empire.
He has to personally handle every single mundane little task.
That would be funny. I thought being a God Emperor would be fun.
Only I got the stretchy powers. Dang it. I just got the cool electricity powers. Oh well. Anyway.
Super brutal and intense death. Really lets us know Doom isn't playing around.
Congratulations. I saw the scene too.
Yes, he got lightninged through the stomach, chest. He got grilled. He got a hole in his body.
I think Johnny's powers are the second worst. Sorry, Ben. This is dope. That is a wonderful...
Johnny's powers are the second worst.
I
mean, not...
Second worst.
I guess technically, it's weird that he doesn't say third best.
Well,
but, that does frame him negative.
Have we ranked the powers? What do we think overall, everybody?
How are we ranking them? How are we ranking them?
Just go personally. What do you think is? Which ones would you want to rank them?
If you could choose, which one would you take? Yeah,
I think invisibility and force fields is pretty low. I would say on my list.
For me, and this might be just
invisibility's high for me.
So Mr. Fantastic clears for me if we're considering that his stretchiness applies to his brain, and it makes him like he's the smartest character in the Marvel universe, right? He's supposed to be.
Oh, I thought he was smart before. I thought it was smart before.
Well, he's super smart.
He's not smarter than like cosmic beings at that point. But when you get Mr. Fantastic plus his powers, he becomes ridiculously intelligent.
Oh yeah, I never knew that the getting superpowers like enhanced his intelligence. I never knew that.
It's supposed to be the parts of his brain that are like
the character are we doing
needed for whatever particular thinking he can like expand when needed or something. There's supposed to be something logic like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about this. I've never heard of this.
Well, the thing is that because that one's super cool, but then it's like, all right, what next? It's like, well, probably Johnny. I'd probably want to be able to fly around. That sounds cool.
I'd say flying is going to be a huge one for like this tempting.
That's going to be tough to top. I mean, invisibility would be super cool and fun, but like
the thing is that I don't know how much proactive fun you can have with like the force fields. Maybe if it gives you like a kind of flight, right? That's something Sue can kind of do, right? She can
sometimes
kind of fly with the force field.
Yeah.
And in that case, it's like, okay, is that a good enough substitute for being able to fly around while on fire and shoot fire? It's like,
you have to take all your clothes off before you go invisible, and then you're gonna like the clothes budget is gonna be
that's
kind of true for Johnny Storm as well. Yeah.
Bear in mind that's this movie's logic because in the new one she turns the clothes invisible as well.
Well, are we going by this movie's version of the powers, or are we going by? Because like, that seems solid and relatable to me, as opposed to any powers they might have had in any run.
Well, yeah, because we're using this movie's ones, then that doesn't help Sue as much.
Doesn't help Johnny that much either.
But he can fly, and he can catch fire, and he can burn things, and he can turn into a supernova. Like, of the power set in this movie, he has the most fun.
Flying is tough
I would agree, yeah.
Now, Reed Richards would be the most useful just day to day.
Day to day, yeah.
That would be just like it wouldn't be the biggest impact on your life, but it would be the most thorough.
Also, you can do a lot of cool things as well. Like you could, you can't necessarily fly like Johnny, but imagine you just find two really tall trees and then slingshot yourself into the air.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can parachute.
Because that's exactly it. Because you're super stretchy, you can parachute. You can kind of like control your descent.
Bounce around like a ball, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like full damage is
Like a
not something
rubber
you really
ball?
have to worry about. That's something you can really account for.
Possibly
And
the
if you
most important
compound-
one as well is that, you know, if you ever do visit Britain and you go to the toilet and you find that someone has not restocked the toilet paper, you don't have to shout embarrassingly for
right.
someone to give you a new roll. You can just get it
I
yourself.
thought-
My God.
I thought you
True.
said you could pee in the stall next to you. I thought that's where you were going. I'm like,
I
yeah,
guess you
that'd
could.
be. I
You
guess
could
you
also do
could.
that.
Yeah. And I mean,
So-
I'd imagine if you get like, I mean, just like lounging around. If you really wanted to relax, you
yeah.
just go all like liquidy and really.
It'd be really useful in like an airport toilet if all the stalls are taken as well, because you could just sort of sneak it around and, you know, in, and like you wouldn't have to wait in line for.
I think
queue. You
if
could
they're
just anywhere.
if they're in there using it, they'll notice. That's not the
I
kind
mean, they
of
might
thing you
notice,
could
but
do.
what are they going to do?
I mean, they'll probably go get the cops.
So anyway, I'm assuming the
Spain-
broad ranking, unless there's any big disagreements, would be Reed, Johnny Sue thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the usefulness of
What
Reed's
if we're including
powers-
Doom? What if we're including Doom in the
No,
mix?
he can just like zap things. He'd be at the bottom.
Yeah, what he
Oh,
controls
well,
electricity.
Careful.
What does
careful
he
now.
do exactly?
He's got a
he
whole bunch of
controls
crazy
electricity.
abilities.
Technomancer. He's got loads of crazy
Yeah.
powers. It just depends on exactly where we're going with like interpretations, but the main reason I'm bringing all this up, of course, is because he describes Johnny's as the second worst. That's the weirdest way.
Weird way to say it.
Especially because
Yeah.
you can just turn them off and on too. But okay. So I guess this is a 0.
I mean,
Yeah.
0 points for this. Yeah, 0.
Yeah, this is just yeah.
The
Weird way to
second
phrase
worst, sorry, Ben. This is dope. That is a wonderfully terrible vanity plate. It's like he's the worst person ever, and also I want to be him. It's very confusing.
Hero.
What
but
car is
also
with him?
cringe.
What do you mean? It looks like a Porsche,
yeah.
but why is it
I
like
mean-
oh he's the worst person ever? What's with this Johnny
he
hate?
really
What's
hates
this
Johnny.
bizarre
I don't
Johnny
know.
hate.
But also, like, I mean, it extends beyond that. I feel like that's just general disdain for people who get customized license plates that try to say something that's, like, cool, essentially. That felt like it went
Yeah,
a
there's
little
nothing
bit
wrong with that.
beyond. I mean, I don't give a shit, really. Like, if somebody has a plate
George
that's got,
was
like,
fine.
some meme on there. But
There's
yeah,
something
I
awesome
thought
about-
this is meant to be Mr. Positive Man.
Yeah, Mr. Positive Man, what are you doing?
But Johnny having nothing to prove and making the streets safer for everyone at the same time.
Huh?
That does not make the streets safer. That's really dangerous.
Yeah, I think this is just like I think this is a mistake for the writers. They shouldn't have had him do this.
Yeah, doesn't
Um,
seem like him.
also, nothing to prove sabotages my opponent so that they can't even compete.
If he had something to prove, he would beat him in a race. He'd do the race
Or
and
and
he'd
if
beat
he had
him.
nothing to prove, he wouldn't give a shit.
It just feels weird that it's like it's to me it seems a little overly aggressive for someone who has nothing to prove.
Yeah, he clearly
Yeah.
cares.
Yeah.
He's just not interested in having a race. So
So maybe it's a -1 then.
I think it is.
I think it is.
That's just inaccurate. Holy shit, my man.
Well, he's still a while
I'll-
away from sins, right, Rags? How's he doing?
He's -10.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
just
I
added
think
that
he's
one
gonna
as well
make
for
it
-1 there.
because
And I'm
we're
just
over
adding-
halfway
yeah,
now.
Just adding
Yeah,
this
he'll
one,
probably,
so that makes
he
it.
probably will, but this is a pathetic showing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we just got boom -11.
Come on, that's old school. Show us something new.
I mean, that's not new.
What about the rest of
0.
the team?
That's the
Yeah.
invisible girl.
What about your leader?
Such a younger brother move. We rule. And in the 60s, she was the Invisible Girl for a while. But Sue's absolutely called Invisible Woman in the comics now.
Is it
What was that? That had a weird insecure energy there. She is absolutely the Invisible Woman. It's like, okay, nobody's arguing
Alright,
with you.
yeah,
You'll
gotcha.
respect her
Okay.
for it. Jesus
I don't know.
God.
Respect the
just came
fictional
across as
character.
Very strange. Yeah, she is absolutely Invisible Woman. It's like, dude, that's what everybody knows her to be. Like, you're preaching the choir from now on. Calm down. And does he feel this way about Supergirl? Like that it's demeaning that she's called Supergirl instead of
yeah.
Superwoman?
Interesting.
What about Batgirl and Batwoman? Is it worse that Barbara Gordon is Batgirl instead of Batwoman? Why can't they both be Batwoman? Why is there a Batgirl?
Well,
Isn't there a Wonder Girl as well? Isn't that absolutely like a character that exists?
Wonder
like
Girl?
a Wonder Woman
I'm
adjacent character, I
Probably.
think. Is that you don't want to do this because you're gonna start to encounter a whole bunch of characters where like you're not really gonna want to like make that Hawk girl. Yeah, why not Hawk woman? You know what I mean? Like why bring it up? Like just calm down.
So we're saying
weird
0 for this. Just weird comment.
This is a
0.
It's
just kind of weird. Yeah,
a weird insecure sort of thing.
Comics now.
Is it true what they say about him that he can expand any part of his anatomy?
Well,
Oh God, no.
Here we go.
First off, thank you for at least acknowledging what everyone wonders about Mr. Fantastic.
What everyone wonders.
Okay.
I actually wasn't really thinking about it.
And also kudos to Johnny for
that was the win. That was just the win right there. Okay. That's a nothing, my dude.
confidently going for that joke while not caring that the next logical question would be, how do you know that? Way to tear down those barriers, Johnny.
Just 0 again.
I got nothing. Yeah, I got
The scene
nothing.
is so
once
irritating
more.
because why are you doing this fight in public? But then the car rolls up and you realize Sue and
Why
Reed
were you
probably
doing
could-
this fight in public? It's not like anybody's ever fought in public before.
Maybe having it be public is part of the point.
Well,
Well, it's just
she's fucking mad at him.
what? Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, sometimes people are so mad that they don't care that it's like in public. Welcome to human beings.
Yep.
I don't know what to say about that really.
Okay, so I guess that's just. I don't even. Wait, sorry. Did he give a win for the question?
I think he did.
Because why are you doing this fight in public? But then the car rolls
Oh.
up
I know.
and you realize Sue and Reed probably couldn't have stopped Ben from confronting Johnny if they tried.
So what
Yes,
is
they
his
could.
argument? It's annoying. It bothers him that they would start this fight in public,
But
it's okay because they knew that the fight was going to happen anyway because
Yeah.
Ben's mad. So that's why they're fighting in public. That is a weird journey we went on there.
That's a convoluted -1
I was
because
about to say it's borderline pointless analysis, but now it's borderline like incorrect pointless analysis.
well, either one of them could. I don't know if this is canonically accurate, but based on the film, either one of them could restrain him.
You mean with
Like,
force
he's
fields
really
or stretchies?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't know if that's accurate to the comics or whatever, but based on the film, especially if they're working together, I believe that they could do it.
Watching the scene, I think Sue was going to be saying this shit whether or not the thing was there.
Yeah, if they were in the tower, the 4 of them, that wouldn't have changed their mind.
Couldn't have stopped Ben from confronting Johnny if they tried. The crowd
So are we saying 0 or -1?
I feel strongly enough to give it a -1, but I don't feel strongly enough to argue against it.
I feel
I guess I'm leaning
-1
towards
because I think he's incorrect. I think the latter part is straight up incorrect. If Reed and Sue wanted to restrain him, they could.
I mean, there's that, and there's also just he's saying that she's fighting with Johnny because she knows that the thing will fight him anyway, which I don't think is what's happening here.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
That
enough for a
doesn't apply.
-1.
Yeah, that's
so.
fair enough. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I think so.
slightly early reaction is so perfectly timed to make it feel real. BK should absolutely
Why would
Because they
I
can
guess
see
I
the
saw it
projectile
coming,
coming
yeah, from
towards
there.
him.
the early reaction
Yeah.
is so perfectly timed to make
I mean, it's a correct observation. Has he done enough?
Because obviously because a lot of times you see like crowds and everything reacting too late or poorly timed to stuff that's CGI'd in later.
I think give him something for that. People glad maybe.
People glad. Oh, he has a Peepo glad. He does have a
Oh.
Peepo glad, which means he gets a point. Incredible! He's cashed in his Peepo glads once again. How incredible! Boom! There you go. Point for you. He's got like several points from the Peepo glad conversions. Yeah.
BK should absolutely sign Johnny to an ad campaign, but I just can't get past Sobe. The only glass bottles I was more obsessed with collecting for some reason were the Snapple Elements. Say it with me, I'm not old, you're old, thank you.
Zero.
He
Zero,
collected Snapple Elements.
I don't know what that means.
Just zero him.
Collected the
Zero
Snapple
this man.
bottles. He's been zeroed.
Together? Susie, look at me. You got no idea what I'm what I'd give to be invisible.
I know I keep saying it, but this film deals with the hardships of their powers very well. Ben is going through it, and it makes this movie so much more thoughtful than I remembered.
Oh, I thought that was his setup to explaining it.
Okay, yeah, me too. I thought that there was going to be another sentence or something
Zero.
after that.
You could have talked about anything in the film, but you just went like, it's happening. Ding. Nice.
Good job.
Especially considering,
And as he said, like he said it before, so it's like he's had plenty of opportunity to develop the point. Given he raised it back on the bridge, I think he raised it once before then as well. There's no point if you're not going to analyze the point. Stop bringing the point up. It doesn't get better when you make it 3 times.
Hey, don't fix what ain't broken, right? The old chest zap is pretty efficient.
Nothing.
And this early Doom is already planning his attack on Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Most accurate use of the entering a room record scratch, because he's literally causing it to skip by walking.
Yeah, that's real explicit. They really made a point of showing you that. That was like the main point of what that you were seeing. It's skipping because he's stepping. That's it. Good
they
job.
made that a loud ass sound too. Yeah.
Don't think you could have missed that. So I'm really glad you pointed it out because I have eyes and ears. But what if I didn't?
Just a little casual groping from Kerry Washington. Things are looking up for Ben.
0.
Perfect image for the cover of Ben's forthcoming album of...
Also, it's not casual groping. It's how she's gonna like form a mental picture of what he looks like and everything.
Yeah,
Stop doing analysis. Stop it.
Okay.
God save the thing. Gross. I think I'm starting to hate Mr. Fantastic.
Nothing. Again, 0.
That's not just a really fucking weird thing to say, though.
Hold on a minute. He criticized fucking Ben's girlfriend, fiance, for disapproving of him because of what he looked like. And now he's doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Good spot.
This man is a hypocrite.
But why?
He is a hypocrite.
Starting to hate him, why? Is there going to be... Hang on, is there a reason for this?
Starting to hate Mr. Fantastic?
Because he's gross.
Although he can just
Gross.
become the
That's
Chad
it.
meme.
Wow.
Yeah,
What a shit
job.
video.
Okay.
No, right. He's the best at this. He's so good. Not like Cinema Sins.
That's not fair.
But it is cute and funny.
Oh my god.
Okay.
0!
Second time he's gotten knocked over by a teammate. So a side effect of Reed's power is that he can be a boa constrictor if needed, which is pretty horrific.
That's not a
More
side
zero.
effect.
That is his
That's a
powers.
primary
The
effect.
Yeah, that's the effect, is that he can stretch. He can constrict. Yes.
Also, pretty
man.
horrific. It's like
Rubber guy-
he's using it defensively here.
He just
An
thinks that
incredibly useful
any
version of his
view
powers.
of someone stretching is terrifying. Like all of its applications.
Jeez.
It was pretty harmless, but I'm having some new feelings this time through.
I always thought he was harmless.
I don't know why.
But he's
like-
using his powers right
I mean, I
there
guess-
to be harmless. Like it is a non-violent use of his
This is
powers.
what I mean.
He's not
All-
a violent man.
It's all stupid, pointless commentary, but it's wrong. You just see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, this surely is at least a -1 because it misunderstands A, the nature of the powers, and B, the nature of the character. Yes,
think
it is
so.
non-violent.
I'd happily give this a
Also,
-1.
Boa constrictors, they don't constrict you in order to just kind of hold you down while they eat you.
No,
they
they're
do that to
choking you
kill
out.
you. They squeeze
Yeah,
you.
they're squeezing you to death.
I mean, like, maybe I'm nitpicking this, but what he's doing there is not
He's
at all
just
like what a boa
trying
constrictor will do.
to stop the thing from attacking. That is what he's doing here. He's not trying to kill him or even harm him. This is what I mean. Like, this is just wrong. -1. Boo.
Boo.
-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrific. I always thought Rubber Guy was pretty harmless, but I'm having some new feelings this time through.
It's clobbering time!
It's catchy, right?
Heck yes it is, and this is one of the best ways to justify a goofy catchphrase. And love the accurate head on the toy that we'd have to wait 20 years to see in live action.
Nothing?
Is the first part of that?
Well, why
maybe
would
a
they
half
make the head?
point?
Well, I want to know, why did they make the head like that if the real thing doesn't look like that?
Limitations of prosthetics, I would assume.
I feel like a
No, I
prosthetic
mean,
could
no,
do that.
no. The other way. Why would they
Oh, the
make the
toy.
toy
That's,
like
that's
that?
actually a fair point. Yeah, it would be weird to make the action figure accurate to something that doesn't exist, but non-accurate to the thing that is actually there. But I guess you'd say,
Just,
but it's a
yeah,
reference to
it's-
meta. But you're right, that's a clumsy reference to meta in a sense.
I think it works better in the first half of the claim, though, because like, that is a qualitative statement. That if you're going to use a goofy comic catchphrase, then making it diegetic in the form of a toy is a creative way of going about that.
I think you're right there. Peepo Glad, maybe?
Well, I'm thinking here we got a Peepo Glad combined with a Peepo Sus.
Oh, so averages out on 0 again.
Peepo neutral. Peepo. I think we get a neutral. We get a Peepo stare.
The accurate head on the toy that we'd have to wait 20 years to see in live action. The toy screamed.
Yep.
It did.
Yeah, it did make the noise. Yeah, it made the noise.
Stop. You're not mom. Don't talk to me like I'm a little boy, okay?
Maybe I would if you stopped acting like one.
Well, I'm triggered. Older siblings do know where them buttons are.
Great analysis, man.
Yep.
We need to... Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh, and just for the record, they love me.
After seeing Evan's Human Torch in that newer thing, I thought maybe it was a bit over the top, but nope, feels like the same exact guy.
Man.
Wrong.
-1? Yeah, that's just not true.
God, he fucking sucked in that movie, and then he got stripped of his flesh. Great stuff.
Seems bad.
I hate it.
Makes you wonder if Ben would have crumbled like
You
corn.
all liked it. Not anybody.
You all clapped and laughed, and yep, everyone was glazing that shit.
Great.
I hate it. I hate that movie. I think
hateable.
that was awful.
Yep.
I hate it.
Bad read. Makes you wonder if Ben would have crumbled like Korg.
Hero.
Do you want to be Ben Grimm again?
And give up whatever's going on with the rock hog? But actually, it wouldn't even be a question for me.
Wait, was that another fucking cock reference?
It was a penis joke, yes.
Yes.
Obsessed.
Strength is cool if you're always fighting bad guys, but human Ben wouldn't have to do that.
So he's saying it would be nice for him to go back because losing the super strength aspect of the thing is a good trade-off because it's not like he's going to be fighting bad guys all the time, which is like a child's observation about the situation.
It's also the incorrect causation. He's not fighting bad guys because he's a rock monster. Like, he's fighting bad guys because that's just the situation he's in. And he might end up in a situation where he has to fight a bad guy even if he isn't the rock monster. So, no.
Yeah, taking this angle instead of the desire to be normal and interact with people as a normal person and the world around you is like that would be the appeal. Not, well, I'm not going to be fighting bad guys a lot, but it's. I mean, I guess if that's his takeaway, okay. Just it is unusual for that to be, I guess, his observation there. The reason why he'd want to swap back. Because surely he's not saying,
Well, I think he's just doing a child's view on the basic math of, yeah, you would want to switch back because you don't want to be a big rock man, but then you lose super strength. But then again, it's not like you're using super strength to fight bad guys all the time if you're a normal man. What I'm saying is, like, this decision isn't at all dealing with, like, what Ben is going through or what the context of this film is having him deal with. It's not like he's been fighting fucking crowds of thugs and he's going to have to give that... You know what I mean? He's got, like, a broad superhero genre view of this question, which is not at all what is going on.
Yeah, certainly not how he'd be looking at it.
I think it's a negative one. He's barely even thinking about what's happening. He's just doing a general sort of like, you lose your rockiness, but you lose your strength. But is it so bad to lose the strength?
Yeah.
Question for me. Super strength is cool if you're always fighting bad guys, but human Ben wouldn't have to do that. Such a classic movie shot. Not sure if he'll become the Fly, Green Goblin, or Captain America.
References, 0.
Yeah.
Make it work!
Amazing horror movie feel to this shot, circling around Ben.
Now I have...
Horror movie shot?
I didn't associate it with horror movies.
No, neither did I.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I fail to see how that's a horror movie shot or why you would want that to be a horror movie shot.
Yeah, if he gave us more, I'd be willing to give him a point, but this is nothing as it stands.
0 points.
Now I have an unlimited supply.
And no thing to stand in your way.
Excellent line and delivery. Even the captions confirmed the uppercase T for thing.
I assumed
your captions, yeah, unless it was in the movie, maybe. But
well,
okay,
we're stuck again between
he said no thing, so,
observation.
Yeah, I mean,
is it anything more than an observation?
No, 0 points.
Yeah, this is definitely much ado about nothing.
Okay, good luck, Ben. This is what a man looks like who embraces his destiny.
That was what we said. It's just like he doesn't seem particularly fucking pissed off about his looks, does he?
No,
not really.
He's embraced it.
Borderline funny sucker punch because it really is out of nowhere, but also dang, Ben goes far.
What a strange.
He should be seriously injured.
Wow,
Potentially
dang, he
killed.
went far, but when?
Like
that's bad.
If we're being clear, the film's
funny,
the film's
intention
intention.
Gone that far.
Yeah, there's that. The film's intention though is to make us go like, no, because Ben, we like Ben, and now he's, oh god, like, is he okay? That's the obvious sort of intention. But he's like, you went so far.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I know. Like, surely that's a negative one, right? That's just not at all what the film's going for.
I agree. Negative one.
It is a wrong read. I think counts as
a wrong read. Richards.
Bad analysis. True. Ben is the wrong read.
The almost drippy quality to read here is cool and gross.
Yeah, it is.
I heard that the first 3 times.
Are you okay? Never better, Jimmy.
He's really leaning into the cartoonish mad villainy.
Zero.
Oh my god.
Yep, he's embraced it.
Ooh, that's a slick transition.
What?
I mean, it's
come
fine.
on. That's the most normal transition. Ooh, come on.
All right. Yeah, broken glass into broken glass. I mean, yeah, it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Well,
I was
come
watching
on,
this
man.
movie where there's 2 people talking, and when the other person talked, the camera switched to them. It was so slick.
Oh, that's a slick transition. Win.
Whoa.
Fucking hell. 0.
That's a slick transition. Michael Chiklis' workout routine.
After all.
0.
Okay.
See, if he had said, I think it's great, that, and you could have found this out if you fucking looked around, Google, whatever. Did Michael Chiklis get into better shape for this film in preparation because he knew he'd be wearing the prosthetics, although he needs to represent Ben Grimm? So, and you love that actors can put that kind of effort in because it really adds to the character. No, none of that. Just workout routine.
Yeah, ding.
Doctors.
Head on straight, mask on crooked. Never really understood that one, but another fun way to assume his comic name.
What?
What is he? What? I need to hear that again.
Head on straight, mask on crooked. You went back too far.
I know. I dragged it forward again.
Head on straight, mask on crooked. Never really understood that one, but another fun way to assume his comic name.
Is his mask crooked?
I mean, it didn't look particularly crooked.
It looks like it's properly worn.
It seems to match the eyes.
Is someone having a crooked mask, like as in like a mask off type? Is there a metaphorical meaning he's going for there?
What does Doctor Doom have to do with a crooked mask as a comic book name?
Crooked as in like evil?
I'm trying to work out what the hell he means because I don't understand what mask on crooked means because it isn't.
It is on straight. It seems to be properly aligned. You can tell by the eyes.
Yes, we can't be being literal.
For completely not even having eyes that function.
Is that like rap lyrics I'm unaware of? Head on straight, mask on crooked. It's not crooked though. What do we feel about this? Is this
well? Since he said never really understood that one, maybe it's a reference to Doom in some way in the comics.
Okay, right. It's lyrics.
Maybe.
It's lyrics from an MF Doom song.
Okay.
So I guess that's a 0 then.
But they don't apply to this situation.
Yeah.
Because the mask is on straight.
All right.
I think his thought process went no deeper than he said mask and he's got a mask. And their names are Doom.
Just reference, so that's that.
Understood that one, but another fun way to assume his comic name.
Fun way to assume his comic name because Dr. Reed Richards, and he's like, I'm a doctor too.
Something of a doctor myself, so my mask is crooked.
I think we're just.
I don't know what he means by this. Yeah, just 0.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Never do.
Another amazing line and the timing of the jump.
Amazing line. The timing of the jump?
He should have said, "Watch me."
Another
the best lines in this movie are "Watch me and never do."
Bro, like 0.
There it is, although it arguably hits a little different after that newer appearance.
Why?
Oh, is he talking about Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, I guess maybe. Unless he's talking about Fantastic Four 2025.
But he doesn't say it in the new one. He doesn't say Flame On in the 2025 one. Remember? I think we even noted it was weird. He didn't say it, not once.
Yeah.
Clobbering Time
weird.
got all the
Why
attention.
didn't he say that? They really liked the Clobbering Time joke, and the payoff wasn't even that good. He just kind of bumped Galactus, and then they didn't beat him, and Sue did it.
Well,
dude, that movie died so hard. That's crazy.
Oh, it died. Yeah,
it
yeah.
just, like, completely collapsed in the face of a film that didn't do much better. But no, we don't need to look. All right, we're moving on.
And even though it didn't work, it's still ingenuity and quick thinking. Stella.
Yeah, it was pretty smart.
Yes.
Even though you think he's a moron fucking loser. Yeah,
I was going to say, it doesn't really work for his video, does it? Because he thinks he's an idiot.
Yeah. He said he's a dumb guy who doesn't understand anything.
And he has the third worst powers. No, the second worst powers.
The second worst. Yeah.
Is that a 0 then?
I guess so.
Yeah, he's just describing that it was a smart thing to do. He's like, yeah, it's a smart thing to try out.
Yeah.
Another action sequence, and it's not much of a stretch to believe that the guy doing those insane motocross stunts and heliboarding might be a natural at flying around while on fire.
He's a pilot.
Oh my god, yeah. How did you forget that he was a pilot?
I thought he was a pilot. He was at the NASA, isn't he? The flight simulators. Unless the flight simulators was entirely like they just went in there because it'd be fun, and he never actually used them. I thought that was implying that he used them when he was doing all of his.
I'm just amused by his satisfaction that doing motocross and snowboarding would naturally transition to you flying while on fire.
Which it in no way does.
Like, what the fuck is the connection?
Insane motor. So, like, if Tony Hawk got flame powers, he would be
really good.
I mean, he'd be like Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, -1. This is not good at all. This is unintuitive.
I think that's a 2. That's a -2 because why would motocross and heliboarding make you any good at flying around while on fire? And he's also missed what was previously stated that he's a fucking pilot.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I go for minus
that is a
double.
double.
Yeah, minus. All right, that's -2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a double.
Or flying around because he's on fire. The physics of it all are a little murky to me.
Clearly.
Call me Doom.
I've always loved that they did this costume right. It's Doom. The mask, the hood, the green. Say what you will about Force kits. This one just looks right.
Yeah, you tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. Motherfucker, I guess we're just moving on. 0.
I know the wave comes from her entire body, but that's a force field headbutt.
Well, but it's not though.
It's literally not.
It's literally not. You even point out that it's not. You even pointed out that 0.
The whole body.
0.
I guess maybe it's the way she moves. It just floats upward like a wave.
It's a force field headbutt. It's a force field headbutt.
Susan, you're fired.
You gotta throw in some villain puns, otherwise why bother?
Fired.
0.
I don't know why that's making me think of. Do you remember it's Batman? Batman Returns. Wait, what? Sorry, why is my brain thinking that
Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says,
you're fired.
fired.
He's fucking great in that movie.
Yeah.
So entertaining. And his name is Max Shrek, right? I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is Shrek. Yeah, it is Shrek.
Oh, God.
Dude, Batman Returns is really good.
Such a bitchin' film.
It's really good. I really like it.
Can't believe that ended Tim Burton's run of Batman. Not fair.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, it's because
so good.
it didn't get responded to as positively.
It was before its time. People didn't understand the genius, all right? It's like Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Nobody understood the genius.
That's right.
Or Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess
apparently, the line, like, "we some kind of Suicide Squad," was in the original script.
And same with the "This is Katana. She's got my back. She'll cut the soul out of you like mowing the lawn. Oh god, it's so awful. I advise not being killed by her. Shut up.
Traps the souls of his victims.
It sounds like South Park dialogue, you know, but like, you know, they know.
Yeah.
Power without puns is like doom without gloom.
Marco.
Zero, whatever.
Polo.
That's what you get when you try to break the rules of Marco Polo.
It's
Zero.
time to end this.
No, Vic. It's clobbering time.
Oh my god, this play for a while.
It just feels right.
You can say anything, dude. It's your video.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah, you don't
really
have
is
to just say it without the fake laugh. That's weird too. That's kind of
That
strange
is-
you do that.
This win is just, it just summarizes this video and this channel. What can I say? It feels right. It just works. There's nothing to what he just said.
And yet people will tell you over and over again, this is one of the best channels for celebrating media. And it's like, yeah, anyone could do this. It feels right,
Yeah,
bro. It feels right.
He is celebrating it in the same way that, like, oh, I like this balloon because it's red. Like, cool, good for you.
You've gone too far. He would have said the balloon feels right.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I just gave a more insightful analysis of why I like a balloon.
Yeah, because it's a color you enjoy, you know? We rarely get that from Wids.
The toy said it, and it was cute, so launching a dude across the room it just works.
Victor ain't that bad, huh? He's just a little larger than life.
Sometimes friendship is saying, I told you so, you ridiculous noodle.
Zero.
I'll never tire of the camera falls over the waterfall with them shots.
Zero.
Notice that his Doom's power level
That's a
wasn't clear.
weirdly specific thing to not be tired of.
I mean, I guess I'm also not tired of it.
Yeah,
but it doesn't happen often enough to get tired of. It's a pretty specific. It's a really specific kind of camera shot.
Sorry, ladies.
Politeness. Love this
I
moment
got
where he
nothing.
realizes he's
Oh, I've been
bulletproof. That would be
disconnected.
the icing on the cake if you're
Have to
already headed
refresh
down
my
the baddie
page.
path.
Ladies.
No.
Oh, hold up! I had to refresh my page here. I guess my internet tizzled.
Oh,
for
well,
a moment.
we're just not saying it because it's all zero. So
I
you know,
think that one's
it was like,
that one's a -1 because it would be a flaw for him to be there without knowing that he's bulletproof. Whereas
I
he's-
guess
he's
'cause
praising
he,
it.
He kind of cowers a little bit. Maybe that's why he thinks that he thought he didn't know.
Does he?
Love this moment where he realizes he's bulletproof. That would be the icing on the cake if you're already
Yes.
headed down the baddie
Well,
path.
See, I feel like
maybe not
that's
sour. It looks like he
Well,
just sort of flinched. Yeah.
He would know.
Yeah.
He was already told that his skin was stronger than like diamonds and titanium.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He
That's
was
negative
told
one.
before.
You're right.
He
Yes,
would know.
actually,
Sure.
good shout, random. Yeah, that's
He-
-1. He does know.
Yeah, good job, random. That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, Random.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's why I knew
Thank
there
you.
was a reason we brought you around for these.
We might even have him back at some point. He's okay.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's
Maybe.
right.
Ladies,
Random.
I'm gonna need to borrow your car.
The transmission sticks!
Not gonna be a problem.
This joke is so good. It's a normal cheesy comic book movie line that's a real classic. But adding the transmission sticks? Next level joke writing. She doesn't scream no or my car. She just
Zero.
warns him about the ride
Zero.
quality. Bro.
It's an amusing line. Let's move on.
Yep, there's nothing much there.
I don't remember what movie it was in, possibly Star Wars, but I pointed the Wilhelm scream out to Jude, and ever since the kid is like a Wilhelm bloodhound. The first few times he picked it out himself, I was blown away, but he never misses one.
Okay.
My kid notices
Is
the
Jude a
Wilhelm
male
scream. Jude could
Jude
be.
Wilhelm?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, I
Pretty sure
guess
that
so. Yeah,
wouldn't
fair
kill
enough.
Ben.
Fair
The
enough.
thing is actually way more powerful than most of us realize. He can get hurt, but it doesn't really happen that much in the comics.
This isn't the comics.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
that would
this
be
is
cool.
not the
Yeah, this
comics.
movie.
Thing is that-
And
Yeah, it looks like it could hurt.
yeah, could hurt.
So is that -1 because he's assuming
Well,
a
I mean,
rule set that applies in
this-
comics that doesn't apply in this movie, and this movie clearly proceeds as though that rule set does not
I would say
apply.
that the intention
When
with
he
this
says
moment, the stakes are the thing is about to get injured, but Sue protects him. That is definitely what they're going
Yeah.
for. So,
I don't know why
yeah.
he said it. Pretty sure it wouldn't kill Ben. He's like, well, probably not, but it would hurt. It would be damaging
why-
him. It's an obvious act of physical aggression here.
It's Doom.
Why is this going to be a win? Why is this in favor of the film?
Because he doesn't. To be fair, Sins has this problem sometimes, but Win's just.
No,
it's just
no,
the
but
points being made.
I agree that
Fucking the scale. It has
agree.
nothing to do with actually the film being any good. Not even the film. Even when things that he wants to point them out in like a positive way, it's really that the film has done it. It's usually like, by the way, this other piece of information has nothing to do with the film.
I agree that Sins also has the problem, but I would just say, yeah, it's my criticism of both their formats. They'll then make it like a win or a sin when it's neither. It's like not anything.
Well, so what the suggestion was this is a -1 because he's not working with the continuity of the film to make this analysis. He's just wandering off.
I'm happy with that. We can say that's a -1. That's fair.
Sure.
You three are pathetic.
You miss me.
Ha! Johnny would be the one to correct any allusion to a terrific 3. It's not transcendent Thregelberg, it's dantastic.
So when he said you missed me, he's talking about the rocket, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's not.
What?
He's not commenting on Doom
Like
having pointed
counting
out.
to 4?
Yeah, like he's not saying you missed me in the count. He's saying you missed me with the rocket.
Oh my gosh.
Am I right here? Like, is he? Has he
It's
fucked
obviously
that up?
about the rocket.
Yeah.
Can we play it again?
All right. Just we'll go back.
Comics.
You three are pathetic.
You miss me.
Ha! Johnny would be the one to correct any allusion to a terrific 3.
See? He's like, ha, it's not 3,
Wow.
you've missed me, it's 4. And it's like, no, he's saying you missed me with the rocket.
The missile. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a misread of the line. That's not what he meant.
About both.
I
Because he
could
said
be
you
both,
three
but-
are pathetic, and then they play the triumphant music, and it's like, so you missed him, and also
I think the
it's
miss
4
me
of us, boy.
exclusively refers to the rocket, and that the take from the scene is like, haha, the Fantastic Four are back, because they were 3, now there's
Yeah.
4.
Generally speaking, if you have a scene in your movie in which a person gets hit, like missed even by a rocket, and then he comes back into the scene later and says, you missed me, that is in reference to the rocket that missed him.
Generally that's going to be what they do.
I am thinking, I hadn't thought about this when I watched it, but I'm thinking that's referring to both.
I'm pretty sure the other half of it is supposed to be what you take from the fact that he's saying, like we're worried there are only 3 at this point in the story. Like, at least they want you to be. Obviously, we know that Human Torch isn't going to get killed by the rocket, but like in a meta way. But he comes back and says, you missed me with the rocket, now there are 4.
Yeah, and also he's saying you forgot to count me as one of the 4.
I don't think so.
Which I guess it's-
but if
well-
it could just be me.
Well, I mean, you could like connect the two. Like the reason why he didn't count him as one of the 4 is because he thought he was dead, and he's obviously arrived here and said, "I'm not dead. I'm one of the 4."
I can see the logical link. It's just, it seems the missile is the obvious part because the missile was fired at him, and they had a whole chase sequence for it, and then Doom thought he was dead.
I
don't think it affects Wins's
I think
point.
it's a 0
either way,
anyway.
right?
Yeah, I still think it's a 0.
Yeah, 0's fine.
0.
It's not transcendent Thregelberg, it's dantastic Forgelberg. Quality team shot. Whoa, that
is it?
It's not great.
It's
okay,
it's not
chat,
great.
look
I
at
mean,
this.
2 out of
Is that a
4 of them
quality team
We're out
shot?
of focus.
Yeah,
it's
come
not-
on.
It's not great. The fact that
Yeah.
2 of them are blurred out is not ideal, I would say. I guess it's
You
probably
compare
no way to
that-
do it if they're arranged
Let's
this way. but
let's
still.
pretend they are all in focus. I still don't think it's a good shot.
It's the awkward spacing between each of them is what is throwing me. There's a lot of space between each one of them for some reason. Looks weird.
Compare
Looks like
that
they
to Avengers
split together.
2012.
Yeah, of course. That's a quality team shot. Yeah. Well, does this make it a -1? Because you're saying
mean,
it's good, but it's not.
I know
Yeah,
it sounds a
mine is
little
not the most-
autistic, but like
It's
this is not a
objective,
quality. Any
No,
question
no,
of
it's
composition
not- it's-
for any artist, they
it's-
would know this is not a quality shot.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I
not-
don't
No,
think
it's -1.
I think -1. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Like it's certainly not worth the praise.
The Captain Cinema should be showing us better shots than this. And if anything, you could criticize this and be like, but then again, maybe there are better shots of it in the movie than this one. He's just chosen this one for some reason.
shot. Whoa, that bolt went right through Johnny, but turned him to flame in the hole, so he's fine?
Why is that a win?
Is that a criticism?
I don't know.
I mean, the win, if he had said like, oh, wow, like the visual effects guys added a little flame effect to communicate to us that Johnny turned himself into flame so that the bolt went through him, and it was like a neat little detail, then there might be something there as a win, but he just said, oh shit, did he die? Win.
I don't know what to do with this. I guess we'll play it again.
No.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
Whoa, that bolt went right through Johnny, but turned him to flame in the hole, so he's fine?
Then he classed it as a -1 for not understanding the definition of the word win, which is in the name of your channel.
Are we allowed to do that, considering sins and wins? Yeah, do the same thing. And it's not the first time he's done this.
I mean, I don't know. I feel neutral about this. Like, oh, it's like a detail that you might miss, I guess. But it's not like just describing a detail you may have missed in the moment. I do not feel strongly about this.
Neither do I. Neutral. We could leave it to chat. They're all voting -1.
Should we give them that kind of power?
I think sometimes.
I don't know. Can I be
what kind of
with that power?
Kind of precedent we're setting here?
It is dangerous because we could say, chat, do you think that in spirit he deserves -1,000 for saying
nothing? They'll say yes.
And they will say yes.
I hate democracy. But you know what? If chat wants to take away a point,
they're very passionate about this. I think we should.
I'm not taking a super strong, like, principled position on sins versus wins.
What? No, you guys can own this choice. All of you, the negative.
Yeah, but this is y'all's point. Yeah. I'll sleep soundly at night, knowing that I was neutral on this point. But you guys really, I mean, my hand was forced, if anything.
You're Pontius piloting this video.
I feel like the Nepalese government right now.
So, Jude caught that one too, but 2 Wilhelm screams in 1 film sold.
0.
That would actually be a pretty nasty hit because of velocity and physics and other things I totally understand.
0.
As gauche as it is, Reed finally getting to show off his powers is so fun. From donut to parachute to ace bandage, I guess?
Johnny!
0.
You did do all of those things.
Just scenes are happening. Scenes are happening.
He also showed his powers off earlier. You called it gross, but all right.
Yeah.
Supernova! I thought we agreed that was bad! No!
Aw, little guy was paying attention.
Stop acting like he's a moron.
Not retarded. -1. Fuck you.
He specifically said that he understood. He gave him the thumbs up. He recognized that supernovas were bad.
Big mad mute.
Think you can contain it?
And this is how early superheroing went down right here. Everyone had to max out their powers on their first tries.
This isn't their first tries.
This isn't their first tries.
Movie,
That's true.
like first movie or something.
But this isn't how all the superhero films worked anyway. Did the X-Men maximize all of their powers at the beginning of the first X-Men film? Or did they discover and learn more and get more powerful as those movies?
Yeah, I feel like Wolverine definitely maxed out his powers later, you know, like when he was getting melted by Jean. Like that was probably a lot more intense than
the trope should be that they always step it up every movie. No matter how powerful they got in the prior one, they're going to probably max it out again on the next one. That's usually how it goes. How everything goes, kinda. It's just a way to make the audience go, whoa! So, no. I don't really know what you mean.
I don't know why I'm reminded of...
I don't know why
you remember, either. Wasn't it in X-Men 3 the guy whose power was just making like a spike come out of his wrist?
Yeah, Hedgehog Man.
Oh yeah, the Porcupine Man, yeah.
And then for some reason he decided it would be a good idea to just charge at Wolverine, like as if that was a fight that he was going to win. He just died for no reason.
That's not what happens.
No, wait, yes, it is, isn't it? Remember that, isn't he? Because Wolverine's charging at him, and then he charges at Wolverine and starts throwing the spikes, and then eventually just gives up. And
no, you're talking about the guy who creates knives in his arms.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The guy has a spike come out of his wrist.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy who spikes out of his head and all his body.
No. I'm talking. I think he's Spike. He's Spike, isn't it? Isn't that the guy's name? The guy who's got the spike that comes out of his wrist. That's what I was talking about.
I didn't know he had a name. He's only in it for like a few minutes. And
I'm pretty sure. I think he's from the comics, which I guess is that his power, like just making a spike come out of his wrist.
Well, so the ones that come out of his wrist, he's just one of the people Wolverine has to kill before he can get to the Brotherhood, and then for some reason decides, if he knows who Wolverine is, that is the stupidest fucking thing where he goes to 1v1 him, like, you stab me, I'll stab you, and it's like, yeah, but I'm like invincible, so I don't know what you
yeah, like he stabs him, but I mean, he just pulls him out.
Hedgehog Man, after he kills one person, he hugs that lady and spikes her to death,
and then he gets disintegrated.
Yeah, Jean gets him.
Well, in fairness to Cinema Wins, the Hedgehog Man did max out his powers on his first try. He's in the film for like a minute.
That's all he can do. That's it. That is back.
Yeah, he just dials everything up to 11.
Such a lame power.
Well, hell, you know what? Actually, that's a good, because Magneto is the clearest example of that. Escalates all the way to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
Like he did not max his powers out first try, and then hell, you can even apply it. Well, first class lifting the submarine. Submarine doesn't weigh as much as the Golden Gate Bridge, I assume, but that's still pretty crazy.
So
Yeah,
is
and a
this
stadium.
minus 1 point for misunderstanding the fundamental nature of older superhero movies, or can we give him
That's what
minus
we're
1
getting
point for
to.
each superhero movie he has misunderstood within that category?
yeah.
Minus
That's
470.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because is there anything that Spider-Man does in the first Spider-Man that's as crazy as stopping that train? Like that train is that's way crazier than anything he does.
Well,
in
then in the
film
third one, he's got to
terms of
take
more
on
strength.
Sandman and
Venom at the same time.
Does he do anything in those parts that fight that? Well, I mean, even the train thing kind of. Like obviously, the train is going to be
I'm
bigger
trying
than
to think.
anything he
It's
does in Spider-Man
3.
1.
No, the train is probably the biggest thing he did.
In terms of physical strain,
maxing him out,
surely,
yeah,
but
probably,
I think so.
And then, what other movies would we be thinking
Blade?
of this era? Well, yeah, Blade. I mean, oh man, Blade Trinity is like a fucking just like a void for me. And I watched it pretty recently.
Part of the problem is just what does it mean for the maxing out powers for someone like Blade? It's like coming close to death, maybe?
I guess maxed it out by doing the big fights with all of the bad guys, like, yeah, there he goes, fighting him, punching him.
Yeah, like Blade's superpower is that he's a vampire who doesn't burn in the sun, so it's a little difficult to, max out your power there.
He does he does drink blood to charge up at the end of the first one, right? If I remember.
Yeah, I think so. No, yeah, but because he's a daywalker like Kyle.
Yes. Well, I'm happy to sell on -1 for this.
I want to argue 2 because 1, he misunderstands earlier superhero movies, and he says, or he claims that in this everyone's maxing out their powers on the first try, which is categorically untrue.
I think one is built upon the other. Like he's saying that's how it was and explains how it was. I think that's the same point.
Like you're saying, Rags, that he's saying all of the movies of this era, that includes this one, and so that's 1 point.
This is how early. I think it's like I think he's got the singular idea.
I will say
-1.
I think because he's basing the broader criticism off a misunderstanding of this movie. So it's like he's taken one mistake and then extrapolated from that mistake to make another bigger mistake.
Yeah, he did this earlier, and you brought it up. What was the example earlier? Because we double sinned him then.
We did.
I thought we double sinned him then, yeah.
If the 2 points are distinct enough and like 2 different ideas, they can be related, but if they're sort of built off of one another, then I think it only counts as 1. Which I think this is. I think this is a -1. Yeah, we could vote.
I'm gonna go with the -1. Yeah,
I love
-1.
I think I am being pushed to -2 more than 1, so I think I'm going to sit there for now.
Likewise.
I'm still at -1.
All down to random.
Oh no. 2. I already said it. No, sorry.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Well, -2 then. Boop boop.
Max out their powers on their first tries.
Flame on, kid.
Now that he's embracing catchphrases, he is finally at peace.
0.
With a little metal dripping from his fingertips.
Time for your
0.
0, yeah.
I mean, yep, there it is. There's the metal.
What happens when you rapidly cool hot metal?
Chemistry lessons.
0.
And double teamwork. First the Sibs, then the Buds.
0.
0, yeah.
On both counts, yeah.
Comeuppance, although that is a pretty awful way to go. And knowing he's not actually...
He's not gone.
Yeah, why did you say that's an awful way to go, but he's not dead?
And then
what?
Knowing he's not dead.
That's a terrible way to die, knowing he's not dead.
Dead, but trapped in there is even worse. But seriously, what's going on with his downstairs mix-up?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Why
are you obsessed with the genitals of these characters?
What's going on?
Yeah, at least I can compartmentalize that part of my life to not be in film criticism.
Damn, dude. I mean, zeros, right? It's all zeros.
I think
all the cock talk is zeros.
Cock talk?
What else can you call it? He's obsessed.
Metal 2? Just wait till we get to the Silver Surfer. I have even more of the same questions about him.
Man, I love this
Why
job.
would you?
Job, huh?
Well, we do have the suits.
Aw, I truly never noticed until this very moment that Ben put his Fantastic Four suit on.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
All right, 0.
I need names and shots.
Johnny truly is the polar opposite of Cap. You earned the love, Evan.
Polar opposite?
No, he isn't.
No, he isn't. He is a hero.
I feel like the polar opposite of Captain America would be,
fucking Red Skull, yeah.
Yeah, like a Red
how about
Skull.
Red Skull and Johnny Storm, they're so similar.
Negative 2?
Ooh,
Negative 2?
That's a -2. Yeah, I think so.
Yep, I'm fine with it being a -2.
Fundamental misunderstanding of both Johnny
me.
Storm and Cap.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the idea of replacing Johnny Storm with Red Skull and no one noticing is very funny. So that's making me think -3. But
how do you say flame on in German?
Flammen unten.
You said Flamme an. Flamme an. Flamme an. Wie geht you, Captain America?
Made 36 quadruple E.
Ben looking sharp with a custom pair of Nike Cortez. Also, quadruple E width is wild.
0.
Yeah, he's got big feet. Yeah.
He's got a large feet.
I just need to work on your touch.
Like the sound of that.
So, yeah, they get married in the next one. But in the comics, they have kids. Biological kids.
Stop it.
What?
Yeah.
How? Oh, where? Never mind. You all promised me you'd
I mean,
drop it.
where?
Good for them.
0.
0, yeah.
Also, you're weird.
They show us, but this quick moment where he's down on one knee, but still at eye level.
Oh.
Well, that's not a win. That's a continuity error.
An editing mistake.
Unless he's stretching.
Yeah. He
But
is,
if
isn't he? Wait,
why
yeah,
would
he
you
is.
say
I'm
it-
pretty sure he is, isn't he? Hold on.
Is he?
I think he does. Yes,
'Cause
I'm
he's-
pretty sure I distinctly remember that.
Also, is the point that? As in, that's what cinema wins are
sorry,
saying?
I mixed it up. Ah, yes, okay, my mistake, my bad. So that's not okay, but that doesn't get you a win though.
Down on one
That's
knee,
still-
but still at eye level.
Oh.
That's a 0.
Yes. Yes.
Also, this probably feels abrupt, but I've always felt like they picked
Yeah,
up where
there
they
it
left
is.
off.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was moving in together. And he should never propose to, like, prove a point, but they're soulmates. And teammates and business partners, so it's all good.
Actually, that's not good.
Just weird. You're offering your perspective on whether or not they should. You know, like I don't know if whatever. Just there's nothing there. He's not saying anything.
Hugging and love. He's a cocky jerk, but that is pretty cool.
Hugging and love.
Hugging and love is a big win. It's a win for the world. It's a win for humanity, really.
Even if he's, like, leaving parts of himself in the sky, I'll allow it. Creepy cut to a pre-credits, post-credits scene. And a solid setup for the
God.
sequel.
Oh
0,
my
0,
God.
0. All right, this is where how many? We only got.
This is where he should reclaim points.
Yeah,
'cause
this
he's
is
gotta
where
do analysis.
he usually does get some points in these parts. So here we go.
What this movie is, it's one of the superhero movies where they couldn't decide if they were embarrassed it was a comic book movie or not. They try to ground everything in as much reasonable realism as they can muster, which I think is fine. My biggest takeaway from making this video is how
Sorry, there was a win for that. They try to ground
no
it, and I
win?
think that's fine.
Either it can't decide.
No,
or
because
it
the
tries
score's
to ground
170.
it.
It's 174, so I don't think he gave it a win.
I thought I heard a ding.
fine. My big
Oh, is that the elevator that he's dinging?
The elevator, yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Fine.
Alright.
My biggest takeaway from making this video is how fast everything moves, which is also not a bad thing. 90-ish minute superhero movies are great, so we're not going to spend time with
Why?
leaving,
Why is that
Yeah,
great? Why?
base or getting
Was it great
back
for the
from-
Marvels? Was the Marvels great because it was 90 minutes?
I mean, it was great for us because it was 90 minutes.
I will
but
say, yeah,
as for
yeah.
as for the film, I don't know. Make your
Space.
case.
There's a lot to cover, and they get a lot in there while never making it feel rushed. We learn about the
That would be
1% drama stuff
at the
You
end
don't
of
like that.
like if he had told us how and why. Like we talked about it on both of these streams, how they're very dense with information and stuff. But like to not you've got the video, you've got your script, you could have told us how they did that, but instead you just said like, no, it's well paced. Like, oh,
They
okay.
gave it a win there. You
Yeah,
see, he
so
gave
0.
that a win. It moved. Yep.
heroes. We see them use their powers, and they beat the bad guy.
Wow. We learn about
They
the
use their
heroes.
powers
We
and-
learn about them.
And then they use their powers.
They pulled that off in
and then they
90
beat the
minutes,
bad guy.
guys, that we learned about them. How do they do this?
What are they?
That's a tremendous
incredible.
accomplishment.
And
Yeah.
the bad guy in this one is pretty evil, but he's not exactly supernatural.
The bad guy is evil.
What?
Why is that relevant?
How is he not
Why would him
supernatural?
being evil? Yeah, I mean, it is supernatural. Do you think that there are any metal people who could shoot lightning out of their hands?
That's pretty supernatural.
I guess in the terms of like,
with it and
do
say
you mean
it's not
sci-fi versus
supernatural in the
supernatural?
sense-
Magic,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
I guess it means,
supernatural
like,
would
it's
be
not magic.
outside the natural, whereas they try to ground this in saying it's because of the cosmic storm. So it's like it's superhero science, which is not science, but it is not supernatural.
A lot of people use supernatural just to be beyond, like okay, fine. It's just like,
it depends on
people are wrong.
It depends on the explanation that they give as to whether or not it'd be considered supernatural.
I'll allow it.
The sequel, however, brings in some larger-than-life villains. And if you love that, I've got a video all about demons. Nailed that segue. But actually, it's about...
Oh, that wasn't a
never
segue.
mind, we're done.
You just said no. That's not. Well, hold up. Is that a sin? That's not a segue. He just said demons. You can't just say the word of the thing you're going to talk about and say that's a segue. That isn't. That's just you introducing the next topic as it is. There's no connecting tissue.
We're just done. It's over.
Okay, I guess we're done. He doesn't have to lose
Now
a
he's
point for
gonna
that, but that's
be. Let's find out what he's shilling.
Also, to
probably
clarify, what I was
Nebula,
going
right?
to say is a lot of people use supernatural to mean simply beyond natural. So in every aspect, both like science, magic, or I guess like
What aspects of science is beyond that? What would you be referring to?
the
in
stuff
that
that's not
case?
possible within our universe, but that they use in films.
So like
cosmic rays making you a rock man, for instance.
Yeah.
I assume that's impossible.
Um,
It's a science fiction
Yep.
story. They're trying to root it in that, but like it's operating on rules that don't.
But we
exist.
allow for that,
Anyway.
of course.
Yeah.
It's just that there's like different tiers of sci-fi, and that they get to a point where a lot of people, like Event Horizon, I think a lot of people would be like, so that's just crazy magic, supernatural, crazy, and you'd be like, well, it's sci-fi. You'd be like,
I think it depends. Yeah, I guess it depends which part, like specifically. Like for instance, if we would take like the Star Trek hyperdrive, would you say that's supernatural?
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. The tiers of supernatural within sci-fi, I think, colloquially speaking, people will use like a Venn diagram to describe a lot of these different things. I think
Colloquially, it can be-
FTL would almost always be referred to as sci-fi by people.
Science fiction. Yeah.
Well,
Compared to the
in
Force.
Star Trek, is it different to in Star Wars? Because in Star Wars, it is explained regardless of whether it's possible.
You have
Star
engines
Trek
that do
explains
and
it
stuff.
more and actually is, I think, tries to ground itself more
Yeah,
in
yeah.
physics. Hyperspace is required for Star Wars, and hyperspace, at least as far as I know, is not an actual thing in terms of, like, we know
As
that
far
isn't
as we know, it's probably
warp
not
drive is slightly
possible,
more
but-
scientifically grounded, but I mean,
But, like,
supernatural can
it's-
colloquially be
but
used
you
to
would-
mean beyond scientific understanding, but like, I think more strictly it's used to denote something beyond the laws of nature. Whereas like, this movie obviously goes beyond
Yeah,
scientific
typically it's
understanding,
magic
but it's
and
not. Yeah.
yeah, magic and not magic is generally the distinction. So like deities and like cosmic entities.
Well, yes,
you know,
and
like
you can apply the
magical
same thing,
forces,
right?
spells.
If someone said ghosts, explicitly a supernatural thing, but it's like, okay, but you can write sci-fi ghosts, as in the cause of like technology gone wild, or blah 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 blah, and it's like, so is
Yeah.
it, you know what I mean? There's a crossover for all of this. Is a big. It's kind of like genre.
Yeah, if you have a technology that like sucks out people's souls, well, soul
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
bad word, but it sucks out people's consciousnesses when they die, and if you don't put them in a body, then they manifest as techno ghosts. Then at that point, it would become science fiction.
I think, yeah, it's an interesting conversation nonetheless. Anyway, I guess we'll wrap this to the end.
K-pop Demon Hunters, Coraline, Naja, and Kubo and the Two Strings. And you can watch it right now by signing up with my link and get 40% off an annual plan.
See,
But that's
Nebula,
not
see.
all. I have a
Yeah, there you go.
Nebula. Everything great about the Lost World,
Nebula.
Jurassic Park. I'm sure. Well, and Final Destination. Look, he's done them all. Do you think he's going to do
Wow,
the live
Lilo
action
and
Lilo and
Stitch.
Stitch?
Yeah, he will. Probably.
Has he? I don't
Well, no,
even
he's
know.
got the original there.
No,
he's got
yeah.
the original there, but whether or not he'd do the remake, I don't know. It's views. It's one of the most popular films of the year, so probably do it because it's views.
That just ugh.
Bunch more exclusive videos on Nebula, as well as every single one of my other videos, some even extended versions, ad-free,
Oh, boy.
Holy
uncensored,
shit,
without
extended.
ad reads.
Even
But,
more.
surprisingly, I'm not the only creator there.
You can get even
Honestly, the
less
best creator
points.
on
There
Nebula
are other people on this website. Whoa!
Wow,
is
unbelievable.
AI stock.
Wow.
Okay, so maybe not a creator so much as a feature that other platforms are severely lacking right now. But jet lag is in South Korea, which is always a phenomenal time. Amy's Dead End Dreamhouse is out now.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know any of these.
Okay. He says that like we all know what it is. Like, Amy's Dead at Dreamhouse.
Amy's Dead at Dreamhouse.
Okay.
I've never heard of this ever before in my life.
Nope.
It's a brand new kids show.
It was brand new. That's why you haven't heard of it.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm
For
not
adults
plugged into the kid show scene these days.
Me either. Sorry.
Maggie May Fish. That is
Wait, is that?
absolutely
That's I'm pretty sure. Isn't that the guy who voices Mr. Peanut Butter in BoJack Horseman?
I do. I was about to say. I feel like I recognize him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Paul something.
adults from Maggie May Fish that is absolutely hilarious. And there's so much more to check out, especially if, again, can't stress this enough, you won't get tricked into watching something that's pretending to be like a real movie trailer, but it's just low-effort AI garbage. So sign up with my link or click the little box over here or in the description and come watch my Demon Kids video. Well, that's not exactly correct, but you get me.
Okay.
All
So
right.
what's-
Well,
It was lower than that, my friend.
Oh, look at that pigeon.
Yeah, look at him fly away.
Okay, all right,
it's
we're done.
doing like a yeah. Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Rags,
what's the
All right.
what was the final score?
Negative 26.
Oh,
I can't believe it was
shit.
close.
Oh my
It was
God,
actually close.
That was close.
That's
Oh my
awful.
God.
Oh my God.
I don't. It
Oh,
feels weird
dude.
to award a winner when it's negative
This is the
34
worst
versus
one.
negative
This
26.
is actually the worst one. This is the worst one.
It's-
I don't
This is
know.
unbelievable.
The Puss in
it's not
Boots one
worse
was
than
fucking
Puss in
abysmal.
Boots.
That was painful. That was painful, but like, my God.
This
Their
I
systems
Puss in Boots
collapsed.
was, but the,
Well,
he had like fundamental like misunderstandings about the point of death and everything in Puss in Boots.
That's
and
true.
It was,
That's true.
Yeah, the Puss
and
in Boots
plus,
one was
Puss in
more
Boots is a
frustrating.
really, well, it's a really really good movie. So to see
Yeah,
him not
so-
be able to like get it, it pains me.
Yeah, and in the case of Puss in Boots, he was right like a bunch of times because it is such a good movie, and he would correctly highlight
But
why.
he cheated with it. But he cheated with that one. Looking up like the list of things
did,
because
yeah.
he'd have like the
Oh,
hyper
yeah.
specific
That's true,
stuff, and
but
yeah,
He did get the points.
he,
You know,
he
whereas
did.
in this case, like,
Well-
both of them collapsed under the weight of
Yeah.
a mid-movie.
Yeah, points
We
wise,
say
this is
wins.
worse.
Yeah, we say Wins got the points. Wins finished Puss in Boots with 11, which I think
So
out
he
of the
did-
well,
Yeah.
I think out of the 6 total performances, Wins on Puss in Boots is the weakest.
You're probably right. That's probably true. Because that is pathetic that it could only get up to 11. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I think I am fascinated by the fact that, like, what we got was, like, we got a terrible a terrible critique and, like, a terrible praise of a film where it's relatively easy to just focus on the things that you want to criticize or praise.
Yep.
It's not hard. It's not hard to make a review of Fantastic Four that makes it look like a piece of shit. And it's not hard to do a review of Fantastic Four that makes it look like a pretty good movie. All you need to do is ignore all the bad stuff and then just focus on the things that are good or vice versa. And like in both instances, they were clearly trying to do that and they failed. Like
He
spectacularly.
didn't do a good job. Yeah, there's plenty of material for both. You're right. There's no real
Like-
excuse.
It's also that he doesn't
It's-
actually understand what the positive in the movie is. Like he's obliged to make a video talking about the positives of a movie that he doesn't necessarily see the positives in, which is why
Yeah.
like, the score is so low because there are. I mean, how many times did he get positive points that weren't just an accumulation of people? So, like there were
He
a
got
couple
one
I can
plus
think of.
two. He
got one, two.
One
yeah.
plus two, which is like the only time he made any kind of substantive praise of the movie, even though the video is about praising the movie. The rest of it was all zeros
Got a
because he
couple
wasn't
negative
praising the
twos.
movie. He was just describing what he saw on the screen.
Yeah, or bad jokes. Don't forget those.
Lots of those.
Oh yeah, lots of bad jokes. and
Plenty of
things.
those.
Lots of dick talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Wow. I mean, what can you say about the Cinema Wars other than they're both awful, but there's clearly a better one?
I mean, you do. I mean, technically, it's clear.
I
but
think it's
it doesn't
clear.
feel clear.
No, I hate this video more than Sins.
Yeah,
So-
Sins doesn't inspire as much frustration in me at all than compared to Wins, and then Wins just I think he just comes across as so much more fake. He was an opportunist. He saw that the market had this gap, and that all you have to do is very kind of blahly go through a film, just
As long as you're vaguely kind of positive. and you fake laugh every other sentence, people will be like, "Oh, this is good."
And he gets to coast on our weird obsession with positivity. It makes you a better person.
Because negativity is for bad people, and positivity is for good people who actually like movies. Because if you like movies, you don't just try and nitpick them. You try to celebrate the medium, regardless of accuracy or skill. What a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at their best, these channels could be really good, but they're just not. They continue to disappoint
But the heralds
constantly.
of these two formats are just loser idiots, like, who just can't do it. It's just the only difference is one of them gets to escape, because if it's positive, then people's brains like shut down. They don't work. They don't recognize that they're being fed like crappy arguments, or even that like the tone is actually more negative than they realize if they were to just think about the words being said. So yeah, but the tone of voice, it sounds nicer, so like must be good.
Well,
it really is crazy, like how tone of voice
like talking
just
to an
change
animal.
everything.
Well, certainly cinches it, by the way,
to an
is,
animal.
remember, Wins is the one that said, pretend you like it, and it'd be pretend it's what you wanted, and you might like it. One of the worst quotes ever. Anyway, that about wraps it up on the third official Cinema War. Not that we haven't covered them prior with different videos and such, and not that there won't be one in the future. If we did this again, though, it would be back to a really bad movie, Sins as Home Turf.
That's right.
Let's see how that goes.
Superman, maybe.
That would be funny.
Oh boy, how exciting!
We could. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and assume not a lot has changed since the last we mentioned what everyone was up to, but if anyone here feels the need or interest in telling everybody what they are up to, go right ahead.
No real changes with me. Nope, not yet, not currently.
I have somehow to finish all of Gollum, and it has to be tomorrow, because they physically cannot be a different day. So, tomorrow, Gollum, lots of it.
My God.
Maybe
How much more have you got?
Hours.
How much alcohol do you have?
No. Not enough. I'll buy more.
Which chapter are you in? Do you remember?
I don't remember which chapter I'm in.
What stage or what segment are you on?
Yeah, where are you?
With the elves. Somewhere with the elves. And I've done some stuff with the elves. Not at the beginning of the elves yet. I've passed the beginning of the elves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're probably somewhere in chapter 7, but chapter 7 is massive.
Yes. I may have just ended chapter, because I tended to finish streams after I finished the chapter, so maybe I just finished
for your sake
7?
you have.
So do I.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to load it up and it'll see chapter 6, and you're like, oh, shit.
Well, that's going to be exciting for you. Best of luck, of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's a really fun game.
Really great. Great memories.
I enjoyed it.
Random, how about yourself?
Oh, yeah, nothing. Well, I mean, lots, but nothing is different to last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on a follow-up to my Spartacus video, which I'm hoping will be out within, what day is it? Hopefully this month, but probably not. That might be ambitious.
And Fringy, I presume you are working.
Yep.
Well, all right. I'm doing the exact same thing. However, I think in the last episode I mentioned that it was definitely more than 14 hours. So the question becomes the ridiculousness of, am I capping out yet? Or is it more than 15? And I can say it is definitely more than 15.
What?
Definitely.
It's gonna be.
This is insane.
It's a bit chunky. It's a bit long. Now, as for this episode you're listening to right now, anybody keep a hold of the link if you want to watch it before Saturday, because that's when it'll go up on Moolah. It'll be this week's episode, and then the week after that. Is it all right to say what we're doing, Fringy?
No, let's keep it a little surprise.
Well, I was just going to say, because what we like to maybe do is give a chance for people to potentially...
Oh, well, actually, yes, that's a fair call. Next episode, we're going to be covering The Iron Giant.
Going to be a breakdown of that wonderful movie. So what we would obviously prefer is that you all go check it out in your own time, and then you can watch us break it down as to why we think it is pretty good. However, if you don't manage to get it in time, that's all right. You can still check out the episode, but that is what we're doing next. So thank you all for watching. Is there anything else you guys want to mention before we sign off?
No, I don't think so. glad to have this episode done, and I'm curious about what we'll do next with Wins and Sins. It's always it's always stimulating.
Give it a while away, though. I will say. I
give it a while. Have a break.
Need a Wins and break. Yeah.
I'll say that I didn't have high hopes for Wins, but I still left disappointed.
Our expectations were low, but holy fuck, that sort of situation.
I didn't think he'd get that low.
Yeah.
I was pretty confident he'd win. That says more about Sins than it does Wins. But man, I can't believe he made it competitive.
Well, all
Incredible.
right. Thank you all so much. Toodle pip, cheerio, good night, good morning. Bye bye,
everybody.
Bye everyone.